and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, act like you know. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain now. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. I'm your captain now.
Good morning, Nashua, and welcome to Historic Holman Stadium on a breathtakingly beautiful day for baseball. Nashua ETV's coverage of the Education Day game here at Holman Stadium about to begin with the Nashua Silver Knights hosting the Worcester Braveherts. Hello, I'm John Collins along with Tom King. Once again, Tom, this is the kind of day where you just wake up and you grab your glove and your bat and you head on down to the old ball yard. An ideal day for baseball in front of a packed house at Holman.
Well, this is the kind of day where I drive to Holman Stadium and I walk in the press box expecting donuts and coffee from Pete Johnson, our executive producer. Zippo! Nothing! Not a thing! Unbelievable.
He is unfazed.
Oh, man.
That's
a beautiful day. I'll tell you what, they had a beautiful day last Wednesday when they opened up to a similar crowd here. This is going to be almost double the crowd that we got on Wednesday.
On
Not
the 28th of May?
Yeah, I mean, that had over 2,000. This is going to be pushing the 3,500 mark, I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they sold this out, almost oversold it. And it's filling up fast. I mean, when I got here about, 20 minutes ago, the place was, two-thirds empty. It's not empty anymore. Kids and the buses are coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Yellow bus day, John.
It certainly is, and it's a welcome sight for the Nashua Silver Knights as they get set to start they're already underway with another season. It's the 15th season overall for the New Hampshire Collegiate Baseball League, the Futures League, and a very enthusiastic crowd on hand. We watched a little bit of the warm-ups being taken by the Silver Knights starting pitcher, Matt Fitzgibbon, and also I was taking a peek down into the Worcester bullpen where Evan Cornelius is warming up. Evan is a righty. Matt Fitzgibbon is a left-hander. He's already thrown his warm-ups. There's another pitcher down there right now.
Right. They're going with a system where they're trying to use almost sometimes two starters a game.
Okay, that's why there's two guys warming up.
Because they have a lot of pitchers, right? So they get a guy go 3 or 4, and then another guy go 3, and then they get to the heart of their bullpen. That's on a perfect day. So that's the formula. But it's not going to always be like that. But that's what they've been doing, and it seems to be working. They only allowed 1 run on Friday night. They only gave up 2 runs in a 10-2 win over New Britain. John, the Nashua Silver Knights are 3-1. When is the last time they started a season above 500?
You would know, not often, if at all, right?
It hasn't been since before COVID. I know that. So this is a rare thing for them.
In first place by a game over the rest of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early, but still. Yeah. But, they want to keep it going. There's no doubt about it. They want to be able to keep it going. They have 2 more 10:30 games after this week. They have Westfield tomorrow. And then Worcester on Thursday.
Let's talk about some exciting players in this game. I was looking down the roster for Worcester and Nashua. They got about 24 pitchers, right?
Yep.
That's a lot of pitching. But when you come to first base, you really only need one Jackson Marshall, a force. We saw him in high school, Tom, and apparently from what you said, he's tearing it up at the college ranks as well. Number 54, the big first baseman for the Worcester Bravehearts.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he was the Rookie of the Year in his conference playing for Southern New Hampshire University, where he probably won't return to. From what I understand, I haven't talked to Jackson. He's a great kid to talk to, by the way, but I haven't had the chance to talk to him. I will, next time they're in town when it's not a morning game.
He's in the front of the dugout with a bat in his hand.
He's in the portal.
Yeah, he's in the portal to transfer out of SNU.
Yeah, he is. And like you say, if he's hitting home runs with a wooden bat,
well, describe the one you saw.
Yeah,
describe the one you saw.
It looked like a fly ball hit a mile high,
here at Holman.
Right, and I don't even think I ever saw it land. You know, it was last Wednesday.
The light tower in left center, right?
Yeah, pretty much as high as that.
And just kept going.
And he boomed one in Worcester, his next at-bat against this team. Talking to Nick Garino, the first-year manager for the Silver Knights, who's a former pitcher, and he's a pitching coach at Eastern Connecticut State. He said the strategy with Marshall is to get him up above the letters, right? They don't want to get anything mid-size because he'll yank it. And they did a good job on that all through the game until I think it was the 8th inning or 7th inning when he boomed it last Wednesday. And then, of course, the next at bat, he does it to him again. But we'll see how they handle him today.
On the other side at first base, Nashua Silver Knights going with River Hart, Nashua's own River Hart.
Right, River Hart, who's played the outfield too, but I asked him when the first day of workouts here on Memorial Day, he was working out at first base. I said, first base, when's this happen? He said, well, I played a little bit there in college at UMass Lowell, and so they're going to work me out here during the season. All right, it's time for the national anthem, and everybody and 3,000 kids are all on their feet. And there's a little girl who's going to come out and sing the anthem.
Oh, terrific.
Yep. She's all dressed up in red, white, and blue.
Right behind home plate.
Yes.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say just that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, we have already had our first highlight of the Education Day game, a beautiful rendition of the national anthem that was well received by this crowd. You could tell that young lady was battling against the delay, the audio delay, and she did do great.
That wasn't that much of a delay. It blipped out on her a couple of times.
Yeah.
She was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Tom, our starting pitcher today for the Nashua Silver Knights is Matt Fitzgibbon from Yonkers, New York.
From Yonkers, he pitches at St. Joseph's in Philly. Had an ERA of around 7, but was 3 saves. I think he went 3-3, somewhere around there, but he did everything. He started and he relieved. He had 4 starts, 19 appearances, left-hander, and they want him to hone in on his starting skills, and that's why he's here.
Looks like it's the Ron Guidry physical stat line. He is 6'2" and 160 pounds.
Yep.
Ron Guidry, the Raging Cajun Lightning or something like that for the Yankees back in the 70s, and great pitcher, but he didn't have a lot of size, just a live arm. So left-handed pitcher Matt Fitzgibbon getting set to work to this Worcester lineup, trying to preserve Nashua Silver Knights' first place standing so far in the Futures League. Just a perfect day for baseball. The field looks to be in great shape also. Leading off for the Worcester Bravehearts will be Evan Calley, the right fielder. Evan Calley, a left-handed batter, to face the left-handed pitcher, Matt Fitzgibbons. First offering of the Education Day game is swung on and missed. Strike one. Silver Knights playing Calley just about straight away at all positions. Kind of cheating in a little bit in left field is Ernie Little. Ground ball right side, strike two, as Riverheart gloves it in foul territory. Worcester Bravehearts right fielder Calley back in the batter's box. 0-2. He bends back from a chin-high fastball inside for ball one. Calley's hometown is Taunton, Massachusetts. He plays his ball at Keene State. He lofts one to center field, kind of toward the end of the bat, as was just protecting with that swing, and an easy play for Cole Patterson, who barely had to move in center field. One up and one down in the top half of the first inning.
What a crowd.
Really is almost every empty seat filled in front of us. It's terrific with a lot of the kids are at the concession stands. Two. They'll be coming back, filling up the.
I think there's a food deal that they get when they
come to this game.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
One ball and no strikes to Chris Mondesir, the left fielder for Worcester. He's ahead in the count now, 2-0. Mondesir from Roslindale, Massachusetts, and I can tell you that is actually Boston, as I grew up about 3 blocks from Roslindale in Jamaica Plain.
Sure is.
And he plays his ball at Worcester State, 6'1", 205. He just looks, a lot of these Worcester guys just look like they could run, Tom, and you said they do. Right?
Well, no, Nashua runs.
Nashua runs. Sorry,
Nashua
yeah.
runs. Worcester can run too.
Yeah. Young league, young legs. A lot of these guys can fly.
Well, and also it's early in the year, so you want to test everybody, right?
Well, they didn't want to
Pitches
put
up
him
high.
on.
No, they did
I
not
guess we'll
want
get
to
to
put him
find out
on.
how fast Chris Mondesir
No
is.
doubt about it.
As he's aboard for the game's first base runner with 1 out, a walk.
John, look at the crowd now compared to when it was when we came in here.
It's just a fantastic sight. On a Tuesday morning, what better place to be? Pretty good lead over there against the left-hander by Mondesir, but he's a one-way lead. Ground ball left side, going to be gloved by Valdez to second for one. The first is wild, and a great
Nice backup. Yes.
Will Burns got down there.
What a great backup. That's everybody doing their part right there.
Sure is, and he had to make a really nice sliding stop, too.
No chance at first base, I don't think. You would have needed.
I don't think so either,
No.
yeah. That was the third hitter there, Hank Penders, designated hitter who runs well. And obviously Jackson Marshall with always an RBI opportunity, even when he's up with nobody on base. But he's got a runner on first with 2 out.
Got to be very careful against a lefty pitcher. Marshall can be devastating.
He got a good swing and he almost hit Tom.
Almost, right to my right.
Yeah, that was a healthy cut. I saw him in front of the dugout, and the practice swings he was taking reminded me of the rotational swing that Aaron Judge has kind of perfected, rocking the bat in the arc. That's a deep down the right field line. That could be a fair ball. It is caught at the line, and crossing into the fence was Dylan Littlefield with a tremendous catch.
And
Third out of the inning.
I'll tell you what, John Collins, you've got to be careful down there, because 10 years ago I saw a kid have his season end when he crashed into the cement in that corner. And that time, Littlefield, just what an effort to make that play. We saw 2 great defensive plays. One that won't show up in the books, another one that will. That was unbelievable.
Spot on, Tom. You're right. The Will Burns back up by the catcher. And how does Jackson Marshall make ballparks look so small? He goes the other way, nearly hits it out on the short porch at 311.
You know, and this is not a homer or strikeout kind of guy. You know, he makes contact.
Yeah, he's using the whole field, but what a tremendous catch. And Tom, that could have been a fair ball. He was right on the line when he made the catch.
When you thought it was going to be fair, I didn't think it was going to be, and it just had a little bit of a tail on it.
Yeah.
But you're right, you know, that same kind of arcing swing that we see from Judge, you know, Judge hits the ball a lot the other way, and Marshall a big power hitter like that, able to hit the ball the other way against the left-hander. And, you know, they got away with that one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so
and also
now,
getting away with injury. Dylan Littlefield there crashing into that fence. We don't see that come into play very often here.
Right.
It takes a special kind of clout like that to challenge the right fielder, but he did a great job of hanging on to the ball. I thought it could have got jarred loose on the impact.
Right.
Then there would have been a whole discussion about did it hit his glove, fair or foul. But an exciting jolt of electricity in the top half of the first inning, and the game remains scoreless. As we watch the Worcester starter, Evan Cornelius, taking his warm-up tosses to catcher Mason Clark.
Well, you're going to want to watch Ernie Little, the leadoff hitter for the Silver Knights.
Oh, yeah. Have a week, huh?
He is dynamic, hitting over 600 for the week.
That's going to be tough to sustain, a 636 average.
Yeah, it won't be like that the whole time, believe me.
Yeah, but 636 average and 7 hits over the first, 5 games?
Yep.
5 runs, 5 RBIs.
Exactly.
2 doubles. He's doing what the leadoff hitters want to do, which is creating offense. And it's a righty-on-righty matchup here as Evan Cornelius gets set to work to Ernie Little. Ernie's first pitch swing, base hit, right field. That average is going to go up from 636.
First pitch swinging goes the other way.
When you're hot, you're hot.
And now you got a lefty up.
And it's funny, I've seen Ernie Little talking to Jackson Marshall down there.
Yeah,
when you're next to Jackson Marshall, everybody is a little.
Is a little, yeah. That's.
But he's 5'10". He's not that little.
No, he's not. No, exactly. But still, 5'10" is
Yeah.
like, you know, very small compared to Marshall.
What is he, 6'7"? So there's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike one. And it's a great start to the first inning for the Silver Knights.
I'm glad to see Marshall back in this league.
Yeah, Cole Patterson, the batter.
You know, I mean, he didn't play a whole lot with Worcester last summer. You know, he was a high school player.
Yeah.
You know, incoming freshman. And, you know, it's just great to see him return to this league and see what he can do here. Playing every day. And who wouldn't want to play him every day now, right?
Right.
You know, but he learned the difference. I think the little bit he played last year helped him when he went to SNU.
Cole Patterson made a motion as if to bunt the 1-1
I'll tell
pitch.
you what, I think Little missed a chance when that ball bounced away from the catcher. I think he should have gone.
Yeah.
He would have
made it.
He would have made it, no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
It's one of those things you got to either go, or if you hesitate, you're lost.
Right, one hesitation and you're not able to.
Good pitch on the outside corner, fouled off by Patterson, the center fielder for the Nashua Silver Knights, who's from Winchendon, Massachusetts, and plays for AIC, American International College. There he goes.
Foul away, hit and run.
And of course, with 2 strikes, Patterson's got to protect the zone.
Right.
Fouls it off, and back to first
Well,
base goes Little.
I would have had Little go earlier in the count.
Yeah. See if he draws a throw over there after
My
having
goodness.
taken off.
Look at this place. It's absolutely packed.
It is, and it's buzzing. It's like a school cafeteria at lunchtime.
Curveball.
That was right on the knuckles there.
Curved him.
Almost hit him in the hands, but he fouls it off. Curve, yeah, it came right at him. It actually was not a strike in the end, but Patterson fights it off. Seeing the full repertoire of pitches from Evan Cornelius is Cole Patterson. Evan from Milford, Massachusetts, and plays his college ball at beautiful Rollins College. There goes the runner. It's a looping liner to right foul. And back to first again, Wilco Little.
Little's had a workout.
Yeah. Not too happy about this walk back to first. Trying to regather his breath as Patterson fights for his at-bat life here. Two-hitter. Nobody out. Leadoff batter aboard. First pitch swinging was Ernie Little for that base hit the opposite way. He's taken off twice. Patterson has fouled off both. He doesn't go this time, and it's fouled off. Good thing he didn't go again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains to Patterson. Coming up later in the 6th spot in the order is Joey Curran, coming off a 2-home run game here Sunday. So there is power in this Nashua Silver Knights lineup. The pitch swung on and missed. Got tied up by the curveball down and in.
Yeah, down and in curve that wasn't even close to being a strike.
Got to lay that off of that. Here comes River Hart.
Now Hart is, he was, I think, in the cleanup spot last Wednesday, so they moved him up a notch.
Wearing number 44. A great baseball uniform number. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1.
Little still kind of trying to navigate at first base.
Yeah,
I just
trying to get out of that box.
I think you've got to send him right here, John.
Yeah, it actually would be a great pitch to pitch out on if you're Worcester.
He's not. It would be.
Yeah.
He's not all the way to that little point that
he's trying to trick him. There he
goes. I told you he's going.
It was a curveball. Start of seconds right into the runner. It's a perfect throw.
Oh, man.
He's out. Mason Clark puts the ball the only place he could have put the ball to get Little on that attempted steal. 2 outs in the inning. All the fielder had to do was catch it, Tom. Little was sliding right into the ball where it was placed.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And on top of that, there's a dribbler back to the mound, and going to underhand it is Cornelius over to Jackson Marshall for the 3rd out of the inning. So despite the leadoff single on the first pitch that Ernie Little saw, Cornelius faces just the 3 batters in the Silver Knights' first inning.
All right, John Collins out. I'll go to mingle with the crowd.
Yeah.
And I will see you in a couple innings.
Hurry back, Tom King. Thank you. That's Tom King. I'm John Collins, along with Dan Young back in the studio handling our replays, such as that terrific catch by Dylan Littlefield down the right field line. So as we do the between-inning entertainment here at Holman Stadium, we got a 0-0 game as we move along to the 2nd inning. The Worcester Bravehearts will send their 4, 5, 6 hitters to the plate. 5, 6, 7. Joe Mazzetta, Mason Clark, and Maverick Boudreau are set to bat for the Bravehearts in the top of the 2nd. First pitch swinging is Frazetta. 3rd baseman for the Bravehearts. He is from Howard Beach, New York, and plays his college ball at New Haven. The 0-1 fouled off the netting and the dugout. Dylan Smith down there almost got a souvenir. Our cameraman behind the first base dugout, or beside it, I should say. Tim O'Neill next to me with the home plate camera. Hard hit ground ball into the hole at shortstop. Long throw for Patrick Shrake, and he makes it for out number 1. The toughest play for a shortstop right there, and Shrake handled it nicely. 1 up, 1 down in the Worcester Braveherts' second inning. Mason Clark, who made that fantastic throw for a caught stealing behind the plate. He threw it exactly where he needed to throw it to get the speedy Ernie Little batting here for the first time in this game. Takes a mighty hack and fouls it to the left for strike 1. Throwing a lot of strikes. He did mix in a walk in that first inning. Was Matt Fitzgibbon, but pretty good start to the ball game for him. He seems to have plenty of command of the strike zone. Swung on and missed. Might have been foul tipped into the mitt by Mason Clark, the catcher for the Bravehearts. Mason Clark is from Berlin, New Jersey, a sophomore at Boston College. Strike 3, painting the inside corner. Fitzgibbon knew it as soon as he threw it. Took a beat for the umpire to come up with the strike call, and Mason Clark gets caught looking for out number 2 here in the second inning. I walked through the concourse coming into the game today, and it just smelled so good down there, like a ballpark should, but at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's even a greater smell to hit you in a day like this. Just perfect, and I'm sure there'll be many more after we suffered through that miserable May. The weather god's going to pay us back with some nice weather, perhaps through the Silver Knights season here at Holman Stadium. A terrific ticket and no bad seat in the house. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count to Maverick Boudreau, the shortstop for Worcester. Maverick is from Billerica, Massachusetts, junior at St. Anselm. The pitch swung on and missed at a fastball up in the zone. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out here in the second inning. 2s are wild. Trying for the 1-2-3 inning. Fitzgibbon, ground ball inside the third base bag. Long throw on one hop, fielded nicely by Riverheart. Jeff Valdez with a nice play. Valdez gloving it and making the long throw across the diamond in time. So it is a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Fitzgibbon, and we move along to the bottom of the second inning here, scoreless at Holman. Dylan Littlefield, who supplied the game's top defensive highlight right off the bat in the top of the first inning, will lead it off here for the Silver Knights in the second. Littlefield, the right fielder, robbing Jackson Marshall of a possible opposite field double as he caught the ball and crashed into the fencing beyond the Silver Knights bullpen. That's a fair ball inside the third base line. The long throw safe by a half a step. What a tremendous try by Joe Frazetta and by Jackson Marshall with the big stretch over at first base, but just able to beat it out was Littlefield. Kind of just a half swing, well-placed grounder inside the bag. It nearly snuck down the line for a double, but Littlefield is aboard with a leadoff single. That's the second hit of the game for the Silver Knights. As Ernie Little single leading off the first inning and never did make it to second base. He was caught stealing. Curveball doesn't get back to the plate, so it's inside for ball 1 to Jake Hardy, second baseman for the Silver Knights. Batting with no out and 1 on here in the second inning and a scoreless game. Education Day here at Holman, a 10:30 start. The stands are packed with enthusiastic kids from great schools all over the area. Happy to get out of the classroom and out into a Sunsplash ballpark here in Nashua. That's a strike on the inside corner to Jake. Takes a strike over the outer. And Jake Hardy just browsing so far, but hopefully get a piece of this. Penn State University sophomore Jake Hardy from Sudbury, Massachusetts. Evan Cornelius checks the runner over his shoulder. No sign yet that Littlefield's going to run. They're going to check in with him, and the throw is errant. It misses Marshall's glove. It ends up in the bullpen area. And down to second base on an E1 goes Dylan Littlefield. We'll assess that on the pitcher. Try to rush it over there, did Cornelius. And it's our first error of the game. Assessed to the Bravehearts. In scoring position now is Littlefield. Still nobody out. Jake Hardy with a 1-2 count now. That's in the dirt. Nice block by Mason Clark. Got way down there and anticipating the breaking ball, but in case it bounced. Talking things over now with Cornelius. I don't know if they're changing some signs because of the runner on second base. Potential to relay signs to the batter. That's something that they don't worry about at the major league level so much anymore, except they can give away location still if the catcher's setting up inside and that sort of thing. But they've gone with a pitch comm in the ear and took away the hand signals. That's a breaking ball inside that tied Hardy up. He was protecting the zone with 2 strikes. It was probably on its way to ball 3. Joey Current on deck for the Silver Knights. He have a 2-home run game on Sunday. Love to get a chance to bat here with a couple of runners on base. That one's inside. Good take there by Hardy, and the count has gone full. Cornelius looking for his first out of the second inning. In a battle here with the Silver Knights second baseman. Pretty nice gap in left center if Hardy couldn't hit it there. And instead he fouls it off to the right. And we'll do the 3-2 again. It is 11 a.m. and we are at Holman Stadium. Bright sunshine, a packed house in a 0-0 ball game. An annual highlight here on Nashua ETV, the Education Day game. That is ball 4 and a great at bat by Jake Hardy as he works a walk and earns his way aboard first base. Nobody out, still first and second, and here comes Joey Current in an RBI opportunity. Joey, a catcher by trade, DHing in this game. He is from Denver, and if you thought Colorado, no, Denver, Pennsylvania. Plays his ball at Towson University. 5'11", 205 pounds, and saw that one right out of the hand. Backs away from the fastball inside for ball 1 to Joey Current. That was the first walk issued by Evan Cornelius to Jake Hardy. And he is behind in the count here to Current, 2-0. The other teams do read the league announcements and know who the hot hitters are and who maybe to be concerned about. And those 2 pitches had an element of pitching around the hot-hitting Joey Current, who is looking for a pitch to drive. It's the second conference in a couple of minutes between Mason Clark and Evan Cornelius. I don't know if they track mound visits in the Futures League. I'll be asking Tom that question shortly, but well, we already have, I think he just, the umpire just indicated 2 to the dugout. So 2 visits, so they do track it. 2 balls and no strikes to Current. That's high, ball 3. And now we're looking to see if we got a green light here for Joey Current. If he gets a cookie, is he going to do some or try to do some damage with it? Or is he going to be taking all the way on 3-0? Taking all the way. Fastball just above the belt for strike one. Now the 3-1 count pitch. Let's see if Cornelius dares to throw that same fastball again. He does, and it's fouled off to the right. That might have had better location to it. Closer to the inside corner than the pitch before, which was more down the middle. And Current had a healthy hack, but fouled it off to the right. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that one hits him. He had no way to get out of the way of the breaking ball that started kind of a little bit behind him and then hit him right in the side. Not the fastball, though. And Current, who's a catcher, probably used to taking a lot of abuse. Balls off of your body, ricocheting here and there. He shrugs it off, and we have the bases loaded. Patrick Schrake, who's already made a nice play defensively, gets his first offensive chance of the game. Schrake, the shortstop, batting with the bases loaded and nobody out in a scoreless game. Chance to crack that run column in a big way. Again, the outfield for Worcester kind of plays him to go the opposite way. That's a strike over the inner third to Schrake. 0-1. Patrick is from Chicago. The pitch. Fisted to the right side. It's going to get at least 1 run home, and it acts like a bunt. And it is a RBI ground out by Patrick Schrake. It is a 1-0 Silver Knights lead. As Dylan Littlefield, who singled to start off the inning, scores from third base. Will Burns, the catcher for the Silver Knights, to bat now. That is an RBI for Patrick Schrake, grounding out to the second baseman. Certainly not what he visualized going up there with the bases loaded, but an effective out. The pitch, a productive out. Ground ball right side, tough play for the second baseman. It's going to get another run home. Another ground out RBI for the Silver Knights, who lead it 2-0 as Jake Hardy scores on the ground out by Will Burns. Couple of slowly hit ground balls to second base, getting the job done to get the Silver Knights on the board. And now the 9-hitter Jeff Valdez with no real pressure on him. Silver Knights already have 2 in. They have a runner at third and 2 outs. Jeff Valdez, the batter from Boston, and plays at Johnson Wales University. Jumps back from a fastball inside for ball 1. Cornelius staying in the stretch with the man on third. Popped foul. 1-1 is the count to Jeff Valdez. Always love seeing the geography and the Futures League rosters from literally all over the country, with a heavy bias toward the eastern half of the country. Curveball taken inside by Jeff, who made a fine defensive play last inning with a tough grounder just inside the third base bag to keep the Silver Knights perfect defensively. Wide open stance for Valdez, who steps toward the plate as the pitch is being delivered. Close it up a bit. Swung through that one. It's 2-2. It'll be back to the top of the order. Ernie Little, if Valdez can keep the inning alive. Modest lead over at third base. Good grab there to prevent a wild pitch by Mason Clark, who had to almost go fully horizontal for that one to his right. A lot of full counts in this inning. A lot of pitches thrown by Evan Cornelius. This is at least his third 3-2 count versus a Silver Knights batter in this inning. The 3-2 on the way. popped, foul, and it is not playable. It's well up into the stands. Stays 3-2. Jeff Valdez trying to poke one through. Hit safely and get a board or perhaps draw a walk in the 9th spot in the order with a runner on third base, and Silver Knights up 2-0. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Cornelius wins that battle, but the Silver Knights score a pair of runs on ground ball outs, and they'll take it for a good start to this Education Day game here at Holman. We move along to the top of the 3rd inning here in Nashua. As we move to the top of the 3rd inning, we welcome our Bedford viewers today to our Nashua ETV streaming telecast of Nashua Silver Knights Education Day Game Baseball. BCTV viewers in the house with us here at Holman. Leading it off for the Worcester Braveherts, Isaac Lamson. It'll be 8-9-1 in the order for the Bravehearts here in the top of the 3rd inning, still looking for their first run. The 0-2 pitch is just above the zone for Lamson. I think Matt Fitzgibbon thought he might have been able to get that strike call. So it's 1-2 to the Bravehearts second baseman, who was busy in the last half inning fielding slow hit ground balls with the bases loaded or second and third. Silver Knights plating 2 runs on ground balls to the right side, lead this 2-0. That's in the dirt. Good take by Isaac Lamson. And the count is now full from 0-2 to 3-2. And Fitzgibbon's pitch is on the inside corner. Strike 3. Lamson was going to throw his equipment or his bat toward the dugout and run to first for the walk, and he got the bad news. That is the second strikeout of the game for Matt Fitzgibbon. Both were caught looking with nice pitches right on the corner of the plate. Jamison Howland, the center fielder for Worcester, batting in the 9th spot in the order here in the 3rd inning. His first time up. Strike 1, swings through that one. And that's a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jamison Howland from New Braintree, Massachusetts. He's a junior at Assumption. Swung on and missed. A breaking ball. He was way out in front of it. Good mix of pitches by Matt Fitzgibbon. So Fitzgibbon ahead in the count, 1-2. See if he tries to paint with the fastball again. He did. He missed badly inside, and it did nip the batter. First hit by pitch of the game. Howland did try to get out of the way. That's going to be a discussion for the coach. He's going to say to the home plate umpire, "Are you sure that hit him, or did he tell you it hit him?" And you took his word for it. I'm pretty sure I heard it hit him. Okay. We do have a center field camera, but I was not lip reading. I was mind reading on that translation. So a lefty on lefty matchup again for Evan Calley, who led off the ball game with a single. Good start to the first inning for Worcester, but then Calley was unable to score as Jackson Marshall flied out on the right field line, very close to the wall out there near the bullpen, and a great running, sliding, crashing into the bullpen fencing catch by Dylan Littlefield to possibly save a run. That's a strike on the far outside. That was a generous strike call, and Evan Cowley is questioning it as he backs out of the box. 1-2. As a left-handed batter, been there, seen that, where you think the ball is caught in the right-handed batter's box and the umpire puts his right hand up. That one gets away. Will Burns wasn't quite sure where that ball bounced to off of his person, and it goes to the right. Easy trot down to second base for Howland. So a hit batsman and a wild pitch. And a Worcester base runner in scoring position now with one out for Evan Cowley. Pitch is broken bat, soft liner. Riverheart snags it for out number 2. That was kind of a changeup as a fielder. If that's hitting good wood and not a broken bat, it probably does get down the line quickly, maybe hooks to your left as you face the plate for Riverheart. He's just telling the umpire right now, that thing was spinning like unbelievable. That's sometimes what happens. You go, with a broken bat hit like that, it's like a changeup with a lot of spin on it. He made the play nicely, though. That's the shortstop in him, Riverheart. Loves it. So instead of maybe having a chance to score from second, Howland had to retreat. 2 outs now, and here is Chris Mondesir, who worked a walk his first time up. 1-1 is the count. Healthy hack there by Mondesir, but he comes up empty, and it's 1-2. Fitzgibbon a pitch away from wriggling out of a minor jam here of his making, a hit batsman and a wild pitch, putting a runner at second. But there are 2 outs, and here's the 1-2 pitch to Mondesir. There goes the runner. He had a giant lead, and nobody was really paying a lot of attention to him. Not that stealing third base with 2 out is of premium importance for a team. Usually a batter can score easily from second on a base hit with 2 outs. But there's always the possibility of an infield hit and a wild pitch that you could score on. Again, nobody really minding him, and he's going to take off. Line drive, lazy liner to left, and it's going to fall in there for a base hit. Looked like for a second that Ernie Little might have a chance to make a play, but off the end of the bat helped Mondesir get that down in front, and it's a easy run for the Bravehearts as Howland was stealing on the pitch. RBI single for Mondesir is now 1 for 1 with a walk. Hank Penders, the designated hitter, grounded into a fielder's choice to reach in the first inning. Penders, who is normally a catcher for Worcester, is from Wethersfield, Connecticut, and plays his ball for Eastern Connecticut State. He's behind the count 0-2 as Fitzgibbon hits the strike zone a couple of times here. So Chris Mondesir winning a couple of battles. He got a walk. There he goes. Didn't have much of a lead. Ground ball left side. Adjusting is Shrake, who was going over to cover the base. Able to recover and make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. But Worcester does strike. They get a run. And it's a 2-1 game as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning on Education Day here at Holman. Back to the top of the order for the Silver Knights. Ernie Little draws leadoff duty again. He singled on the first pitch he saw this morning, and he gets hit by a pitch. So Ernie Little has seen all of 2 pitches in this game. He's got a base hit, and he took one, a glancing blow off the uniform pant, and he's down at first base after one pitch here in the third. So both teams with hit batsmen. Let's see if the Silver Knights runner scores, as the Braveheart hit batsman did score half inning ago. That's a ball outside to Cole Patterson. The Silver Knights center fielder struck out his first time up. Top of the order for the Silver Knights. They put 2 runs on the board after loading the bases in the second inning and getting a couple of well-placed soft groundouts to the right side of the infield where there's no double play possible. Off the end of the bat for strike 1. John Collins along with Dylan Smith, Tim O'Neill, our executive producer Pete Johnson manning the controls alongside. We got Dylan Young back in the studio. Dan Young back in the studio on replays, and Tom King making his way back to the booth on a breathtakingly beautiful Tuesday morning of baseball here at Holman. High fly, opposite way, drifting over is Mondesir to make what became a routine catch for out number 1 here in the second. River Hart grounded out harmlessly back to the pitcher his first time up. Getting his second look today at Evan Cornelius, starting pitcher for Worcester. Healthy hack there for River, comes up empty, and it's 0-1. We do have a radar gun on these pitchers that shows up on the scoreboard in left. That was a 79-mile-an-hour pitch, as was that one. A couple of breaking balls at 79, getting Cornelius ahead in the count on Hart. 0-2 as he carved that one off to the right. Modest lead over at first base by Little, who did get thrown out trying to steal in the first inning. Swung on and missed, and River strikes out. So 2 quick outs after the lead-off hit-by pitch, and that'll bring Dylan Littlefield to the plate. Dylan singled and scored in the second inning. Love to get up in back-to-back innings if you're a baseball player, loves to hit. It means you spun the order all the way around in less than 3 outs. Pitch off the end of the bat, pop-up infield. Shortstop calling for it. Maverick Boudreau puts it away for out number 3. So despite getting the lead batter aboard, the Silver Knights come up empty in the third inning. It's 2-1 Nashua over Worcester as we move along in this Futures League game at Holman. Jackson Marshall leading off in the top of the 4th inning, forced to lead off with nobody on base, right where the Silver Knights like to keep him. Although it is always an RBI opportunity with a home run hitter up there. He's had a couple of mighty hacks and come up empty. Fitzgibbon is head in the count, 0-2. That one registered at 92 miles an hour. Tying up Marshall on the inside corner. The pitch. Gets his bat to it, but fouls it off to the right, and we'll do the 0-2 again. Marshall, a tremendous 2-sport athlete at Pinkerton, winning the state basketball title where he was a force in the middle, of course, and also Pinkerton, a tremendous baseball season thanks to Marshall's exploits. Ripped foul, and third base coach has to duck his head out of the way of that hooking line drive. Marshall, not really a strikeout guy. He'll get his bat to a lot of balls and put it in play. Also has the power to pop one out of here just by accident.
Let me tell you something, John Collins.
Yes.
You cannot get from point A to point B in this stadium right now.
Is that right?
Oh, my goodness.
Is it like
the concourse
New York City out there?
The concourse is packed.
Yeah.
There's no way to walk. The concourse behind us is packed. The indoor one.
Ooh.
I mean, the one, overhead.
Yeah, so they were out of their seats down there.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place.
That's high.
All these seats are sold. So, I mean, it's just, look, this crowd is unbelievable. I mean, look at below us. You cannot walk on that concourse.
All right. A lot of school supplies, water. High and deep to left. Is it fair or is it foul? It is a foul ball.
I'm telling you, they're living dangerously with this guy.
Wow.
That's twice.
That is way out of here. And you know what? We used to see this all the time when the Nashua Pride would play here, Tom, with the major league guys, major league power.
The pole was not built high enough.
Exactly. That's the point, right? So you just have to, sometimes these umpires, I just feel bad for them. It's like they're trying to gauge a 3D puzzle in real time. He does strike out. Fitzgibbon, how about that pitching by Matt?
He took advantage of the fact that he had just put one deep.
Yeah.
So he's anxious.
Yeah.
Mentally, he's anxious. So you're in the fourth, and he's 0 for 2. So far, so good.
Yeah.
You got a little bit more to go.
He has used from foul line to foul line today.
Right.
Dylan Littlefield with that tremendous catch in right field to rob Marshall of what could have been an extra base hit. Caught it right on the line, it looked like. And that one, how foul was that, Tom? You had a better angle.
I'd say it was foul by about 4 feet. It sliced.
Wow.
It hooked.
It hooked.
It hooked.
Yeah.
So I saw it, and I saw it start to turn, and I knew I knew 3/4 of the way down it wasn't going to be fair.
So do we still do the home run derby in this league?
Yes.
I wonder who they picked.
Yeah, I wonder who they got for home run derby. Right? They're going to win every home run derby.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that guy should lose a home run derby.
If they lose a home run derby, it's on the pitcher.
And you know what? The league doesn't have many of them, right?
Yeah.
They do the ghost runner at second base to start the 10th. They play the one extra inning, and then they go to the home run.
I tell you what, the home run derby's not out of the question in a 2-1 game.
Right.
The 3-1 count now to Joe Frazetta, and he fouls it. He had a home run cut right there on a 3-1 pitch. He was thinking to do a Jackson Marshall, but keep it fair. Third baseman for the Bravehearts has a tough act to follow this season if he stays in the spot in the order following Marshall. The 3-2, that's just missing. It was body language by the batter made it look like it was inside. It wasn't that far inside, and trying to frame it but not getting the call was Will Burns, the catcher for the Silver Knights. It is ball 4. Mason Clark, the catcher for the Bravehearts, has struck out looking in one plate appearance so far this morning. It is still morning, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Here at Holman. We get some mighty cuts here.
I'm usually eating my Captain Crunch about that. So.
Yeah? I did have cereal today. Nice quick hit before heading to the park.
Well, we had to because there were no donuts.
Oh. Bringing that up again, yeah. Pretty good lead over there at first base for Frazetta. Let's see if he takes off. He does. First move. Tough throw for River, and it's actually the shortstop missed it. The second baseman missed it. It was a good throw by River Hart.
Good throw, but he didn't get over there in time.
Perhaps you're right, Tom. He wasn't really, his eyes weren't set.
He wasn't set.
Yeah. So Jake Hardy had a chance to catch and tag, but instead Frazetta dodges a bullet. He went off on the first move, but he basically got picked off.
So it takes away the double play.
Yep.
And again, last inning, John Littlefield gets on leadoff. This time doesn't run, maybe because of what happened in the first.
Getting caught stealing. Not a perfect throw.
But you gotta
keep running if you're the leadoff guy.
Yeah, because well, in this game, it doesn't look like it's a slugger's game. Not with these two pitches.
Oh, a lot of hit by pitches.
Yeah,
suddenly.
There's too many of them. Yep. There's too many free passes given up to Worcester in this game right now.
So, not the worst time to have a hit by pitch because you get the force now, but you don't want to put batter after batter on base, and that's going to be a
and Spencer Bergeron, who comes out. Congratulations to Spencer Bergeron. His first year coaching at Wyndham. They snuck into the final spot of the Division I tournament, beating out Nashua South.
Oh, yeah.
Who they lost to.
In the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The regular season. But they made it to the final spot, so he'll be on the road on Thursday. So will Bishop Girton. They will be at Portsmouth. And you know why Bishop Girton has to go on the road, John?
Why?
They're up 3-1, top of the 7th against Alvern. Top half of the last inning, going into the top of the 7th, up 3-1. And the Broncos scored 3 runs to win the game 4-3 here at Holman.
Wow.
And that knocked Girton out of a top 8 finish, 8 or 9.
And then they have to hit the road.
And now they're 9th, and they've got to go to Portsmouth, where they would have hosted Portsmouth otherwise.
Wow, that's a tough loss in several ways. The 0-1 fly ball
That's
right field.
Drop. It's going to be foul, but it may be caught. And
it is foul. It is caught.
Good
Tagging
tag
from
up.
second, yeah.
Good tag at second base. He
Heads
knew
up
he was
play.
going to tag no matter. He knew he was going to third no matter what, right?
Yeah.
The ball
so,
drops if it's caught and fair. If it's caught and foul, he's going to go.
Yeah, good base running by Joe Frazetta on the flyout by Maverick Boudreau. And I think another reason that Frazetta knew that ball was going to be caught, Tom, was after seeing Littlefield catch the Jackson Marshall blast down the right field line. They figured that Littlefield was definitely going to get to that one. So
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say this is this pitcher's last inning.
Isaac Lamson fouls it off to the right.
I think it's Fitzgibbon's last inning.
Yeah, Matt Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, I think it's.
And you know what, too, to back up what you're saying, there's
activity in the bullpen.
Yeah, right-hander warming up. I think was warming up before the game right after.
Right,
Matt
because
Fitzgibbon.
he's right.
Yeah.
He's the number 2 designee. Now let's see if they do the first and third.
There goes the runner.
They are going to go.
Throw to second, and he is going to be safe, so the run is going to score in the back door.
Yep.
That's the chance you take when you throw down with 2 out. Runner at third scores on a kind of a delayed double steal, and it is a 2-2 ball game. Joe Frazetta timed it well, and it was key, though, by Clark to be able to steal the base, because if he's out, the inning ends. The 1-1 pitch now to Isaac Lamson. It's in the dirt. 2-0, 2-1.
So I told you Worcester would run as well,
Yeah.
and they have.
Yeah.
And they have 1 hit in the game. Why?
That's it.
So, but the reason is they've stolen bases and they've also they're
There
going
he
to go
goes.
third.
Ground ball right side. Up with it is Jake Hardy over to River Hartford, out number 3.
All
but
right, so you notice that, right? What do you do if you're Nick Carino and the Silver Knights coaching staff and the pitching staff? You've got to notice what Worcester is doing now. They're taking the extra bases.
yeah. Well, especially with the guys stealing third there, there's really the middle infielders are really not paying much attention.
Well, they're not paying much attention because who wants to make the last out at third?
Right.
And they're not thinking it's going to happen. So what you do is you try to steal third. You're in a tie game. You force the throw. It's not high school where you know there's going to be a mistake on a play. It's not high school, it's college, but there's still that chance the throw might go through and you have a chance to score.
And so, Tom, too, to stop the running game, you got to have your catcher's got to throw somebody out at second just to send the message that
Right.
hey, it's not free pass every time.
And that hasn't happened in this game yet.
Yeah, I mean that goes all the way up, as you know, from the high school to college
majors.
to the pro level.
It goes to the pros.
Remember that
Oh, yeah.
game with the Red Sox last year, set a record for stolen base against the Yankees.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, so they
But
can't
they
have
were
that.
stealing on the pitchers.
They were, yeah.
They were stealing on the pitchers. The Yankees pitching staff has been notorious at
Yeah.
holding base runners over the years.
Yeah, I don't know. The Red Sox speed isn't helping them this season. They are struggling big time.
And opponents should take note. You can steal on Chapman
Yeah.
when he gets in the game late. Closing.
Yeah. That's a free pass.
Yep.
Yeah, so the Angels are in town at Fenway, and the Worcester Bravehearts are in town here at Historic Holman Stadium. It's just a beautiful day for baseball.
Friday night, there will be a Red Sox player here, or a former Red Sox player here. Brock Holt
Brock Holt.
will be here.
The beloved Brock Holt.
Yes, exactly. A utility man, probably one of the more beloved Red Sox players over the last
He had some games
years.
during his career, huh? Didn't he have a cycle with, like, hit something like, I don't know, 2 or 3 home runs
Yeah,
in
all I
three
know
games
is
in a row?
I want him on my team, right? He's
Yeah.
one of those guys you want on your team.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what the Silver Knights can do offensively here.
Jake Hardy leading it off, takes strike 1. And it is still the right-handed starter, as far as I can see, Evan Cornelius, remaining in the game for Worcester. Pitching into the bottom of the 4th inning.
And still activity, and the ball goes all the way from the bullpen down, and no one calls time.
Wow.
Now they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little wild pitch.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Got the attention of the Worcester players who were standing near the fence over there. I was like, that could have hit me in the top of the head.
Well, it got by the pitcher, the catcher, and
Yeah.
it rolled. It had enough
rolled.
velocity on it. It rolled all the way down.
A bender for a strike.
that's a
So
good
mixing
pitch.
his pitches, yeah.
Real good pitch. And you've got Littlefield up to clean it. Or no, you've got Hilaire.
How accurate do you think that radar gun is on the scoreboard, Tom?
That I don't know.
Yeah. That's in the dirt. It shows 79-mile-an-hour curveballs, and
That's-
it shows a 92-mile-an-hour fastball so far today from Matt Fitzgibbon.
They do get it in the 90s in
Yeah.
this league, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Fitzgibbon's problem, if you look at his numbers and everything else, his numbers are too many free passes.
Yeah. Yeah, mixed in a couple of hit-by pitches, too.
Yep.
And he probably is done after 4 innings of work. Not terrible, only 2 runs for Worcester and 1 hit. But the walks, as Tom said, and the hit batsman, the reasons for the runs. Good battle here by Jake Hardy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He walked
Oh, nice pitch.
his first time, but he's going to
Nice
strike
pitch.
out here.
Yep. There's not a lot of happy campers with the home plate umpire today.
No, huh?
Notice that?
Yeah, there's been some grimaces.
There's been some chatter.
Joey Curran walked his first time up. He had a 3-0 pitch, Tom, that was like you'd dream about, but he was taken all the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I was down the other end of the field.
I thought he should have seen it. There's a curveball for strike 1. That one came in at 78th, according to the radar gun here at Holman. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Out ahead of it, might have cued it. 0-2 to Current. Joey's from Denver, Pennsylvania, Tom. Grounded off the plate foul. That must catch a lot of people when he says, I'm from Denver, Pennsylvania.
You're right, Denver, Pennsylvania. Right, exactly. Plays his ball at Towson down in Delaware.
Where he's a senior.
Maryland. Towson's in Maryland, I believe.
In Maryland, yes.
Yeah.
What do a lot of these players do? I mean, when it says he's a senior, that means he's going into a senior season?
Yes, going
Okay,
into his
yeah.
senior season.
Pop up.
You cannot be a senior. You cannot be completed your senior year
I
of
see.
play. Unless you've got eligibility.
Right.
If you've got eligibility left, which a lot of these guys have over the last 4 or 5 years, right? Because of the COVID year.
Yeah.
COVID year, injuries, transfer, everything else. There's a lot mixing in. You get a lot of guys on 6-year plans. So that was, but now I think it's back to almost normal.
In the last 9 batters to come to the plate against Evan Cornelius,
So check
he's
out-
allowed 1 base runner.
Yeah, you're right. 1 base runner, which is fabulous. Check out right down in front of me, John. Just to your right, you see a ball player, Silver Knight player, signing
he's
autographs.
up in the stance.
That's Brandon Mativier, the former Girton player. This is his 3rd year with the Silver
gonna
Knights.
say, I know that name,
He's a
Brandon
great kid. And you got to be, you got to have the right guy doing these autographs. And believe me, he is the right guy for this.
Are you talking about penmanship?
No, I'm talking about just his personality.
Yeah.
He likes playing for this team.
Plays his ball at Lake Erie.
Yeah, he's transferred. He was down, I believe.
College.
I'm not sure where he was. Bentley or Stonehill. He was in New England at one point.
Which I imagine is somewhere near Lake Erie.
Yep.
The 1-2 checks his swing. They're going to look at the first base ump, and he says no swing. It is 3 balls and 1 strike. The count to Patrick Schrake, who has an RBI in this game. He grounded out softly to the right side with the bases loaded to score the Silver Knights' first
nice
run.
pitch, another bender.
Yeah.
That pitch is his bread and butter, it looks like.
Not what you're looking for on 3-1, Tom.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
and he's got the confidence in that curveball to throw it, right?
Yeah, that showed it.
That shows you a lot right there when he does that.
Let's see what he does on 3-2. He tries it again and kind of fighting it off a little bit is Schrake as he fouls it off the top of a seat over there.
See, that's the one thing. These kids are all, the adults that are over there during a regular season night game are all paying attention. These kids aren't paying attention.
Yeah, somebody should be more vigilant here. Grounded back to the pitcher, loses it for a second.
Chance to get there.
Cornelius
he does
not, as it's Schrake beats it out.
Gotta give him an error on that, John.
I gotta give him a hit.
You give him a hit?
I think so.
With a little dribbler,
Oh, you know what?
He had it right there.
That's a tough call. I guess you're right.
I see an error up on the board.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Well, that error, you know what
Was
that
it
one
earlier?
is?
They gave him a hit, 3 hits.
Yeah, that was it. That was an error from earlier. It was the throw to Jackson Marshall that got away.
Right, yes, okay, saw that, yep.
Yeah, so they did give him a hit. That was a tough call, though. I could see your point,
Yeah, he had it
the
right.
pitcher would probably rather you call it an error on him.
No kidding.
It
was right to him.
Yeah, he'll tell you he should have made it.
What's the conversation here?
Hey, good question.
He beat it out. There's no doubt about that. Was there any interference somewhere?
Oh.
Worcester manager is
getting out of the box.
Yeah, he's talking to his
Schrake's
catcher.
a right-handed. Well, but the thing is, the
Schrake's
catcher had no play on it.
Right.
Strange.
Well, they're not changing it. Doesn't look like it.
Something to do with the lineup? I don't know. I see the Worcester guy had a lineup card in his hand.
No, they didn't bat out of order.
This is no, they didn't. Right?
They went, Littlefield got on, walk, and then there was 1, 2, 3.
The Silver Knights manager.
Well, I don't know,
happy.
but Garrido's not happy. So there's something going on here.
Wow, I wish I knew.
I wish I knew too. It's got to be something to do with the play on an interference call. It's got to be.
At first base?
It's got to be. What else could it be?
Did he step on him?
No, they're not calling him out. Oh, they are. Oh, they're going to make him come back and hit again.
Oh, what is that about?
Nope, they're calling him out now. Well, let's see. Well, where's he going?
It is so confusing.
He's going to the plate.
He's looking for his bat.
Yeah, he's looking for a bat.
Now, that needs an explanation. I don't know what happened there.
I have no idea.
They negated the pitch.
Right.
Did he call timeout?
Somebody had to call time.
And the umpire gave him time? And then
somebody had to call time.
And then the play happened?
Must have.
Yeah.
But the umpire never signaled it.
So the umpire just signaled that it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The scoreboard operator understandably wiped out the ball and strike count. But I believe this is a payoff pitch here. Grounded softly left side. Third baseman up with it in time. And going from a base hit.
They must have, he said 3 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was 3 and 2 at the count when he hit it, right? The first time? So it's not like he fouled that pitch that he got on. It's not like he fouled it off.
We'll have to get an explanation.
I'll have to find out if they lose the game. Well, if I find out one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we move along to the top of the 5th inning in a 2-2 ball game where hits are at a premium.
You know what? Our man Dylan is right down there with a camera.
Yeah.
Maybe Pete can, someone can communicate to him and
Maybe he can ask
the dugout.
that player in front of him there.
Yeah, ask the dugout what the call was.
We'll give it an assignment to our cameraman who's got enough to do down there.
He's talked to them. He was talking to them a little bit. So maybe Dylan can find out what that was all about.
He's actually asking somebody right now. So that's Tom King. I'm John Collins. Welcome our Bedford viewers today, BCTV viewers in the house with us,
wow,
Tom. Yes.
How about that?
As we stream this.
Bedford, which supplies
Hudson too. Hudson Cable.
Bedford and Hudson?
Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of geography in all these these Futures League rosters. So.
Well, plus it's this is a regional team. It's not just Nashua's team.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, people from all over the place. I mean,
right.
This Education Day game, from what Cam Cook, the GM, was telling me, for the 2 Education Day games, for both of them, they're from all over the place. These schools are from Littleton.
Tom, we have it.
All over. Okay, what happened?
Relayed from Dylan Smith to Tim O'Neill. Dylan was told that the ball hit the player's foot in the contested play.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Here we go. And that's why it had the weird spin and maybe why the pitcher missed it. All explained. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? So on the mound for the Silver Knights is Justin Dressler from Waldwick, New Jersey. A sophomore heading to Pace University, heading back 6'4", 200 pounds.
Well, now you get into the part of the game where, the games in the Futures League, they're not won by your starting pitchers. They can be sometimes lost by your starting pitchers, but they're not always won by your starters. They're won or lost by the bullpens.
Is that right?
Because the starters, I think the Futures League was ahead of the curve and their starters didn't go very long, and now it's the way it is in Major League play.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's a rarity to see a pitcher go past 6 innings.
Well, in this league, early in the season, it's a rarity to see them go past 4 or 5. So you've got to have a strong bullpen, and that's what Nashua's going to try to do here with Dressler.
So the Silver Knights were retired 1-2-3, and Worcester's up there trying to break this 2-2 tie in the top of the 5th inning of a 9-inning game. And leading off is the 9-hitter, Jamison Howland. Looks at a couple of balls.
Dressler mechanically is just going outside. I mean, he's throwing a straight ball. It hasn't tailed away. It's just aimed that way.
That one's up and in.
Yeah, now he tries to overcompensate. All of a sudden, you're 3-0. You've got to come in and throw strikes. Out of this bullpen, you've got to throw strikes. That's your job.
Number 1 task.
Look at this. Mativier, he's signing a water bottle. They got him signing everything. He's signed shirts. He's signed caps. I'm surprised he hasn't signed knees. It's unbelievable. And now he's done.
He's done? He signed every single autograph.
Every one.
That's good for him. Well, after seeing that strike call in the up and in, Jamison Howland felt like he had to go after that one.
Which was swung a ball forward.
Yeah, here comes the 3-2.
Is Dressler going to put one over the plate? That's what I want to know. Yes, he does. And look at that. He comes back from 3-0. And why doesn't he throw that pitch more often, John? It's devastating.
Yep.
That's a hard one.
Yep.
Number 9 hitter. You don't want to go 3-0 on number 9. He did, and he recovered.
So instead of a leadoff walk, a swing and a miss for strike 3. Back to the top of the order, Evan Calley has singled and lined out, broken bat, line out to first base. That one's high, apparently. for ball one. I'd like to see the pitch speed from Justin Dressler, but it's blank so far this inning. That's going to be slicing foul. Down the left field way. 1-1 is the count. 1 out. 2-2 ball game.
What a day.
Yeah, just drinking in
Now,
after a miserable May.
Oh, that was just brutal, wasn't it? Just
Worst.
brutal.
That one misses. 2-1. And Dressler with too much tail on that fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. To the left-handed hitting Evan Calley.
Yeah, you don't want to put Callie on with a freebie because he's going to end up at second base pretty quickly. He
That
does.
was an easy take for ball 4.
Not what you were looking for, and he's also going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be tough to you get the force at second, but
Yeah.
if it's a slow dribbler, don't even think about trying to go to second base. Go to first.
When you're a tall, good pitcher body here for Dressler, and with that kind of a tail on your fastball, you got to use it to your advantage.
John,
and
doesn't it
maybe-
look like he almost throws standing up?
Yes.
He doesn't. His body doesn't go much towards home plate.
Ooh, curveball. Misses inside, ball 1. So this is where if you got movement on your fastball that goes like 6 inches, you want to start it off the plate outside to a right-handed hitter and let it tail back over the outside corner. That
Look
one's
at that
up
lead.
and in.
Yeah, he's falling behind the hitters. He's falling behind
Right.
every single hitter.
Or you
Not
can
what you want him to do.
Or you can start it out down the middle and have it tail over the inside corner.
He's got to start throwing strikes.
Bottom line. The 2-0, that's a strike.
Yeah,
That's a good pitch.
it's a good pitch,
But
but
you have to repeat it. You have to have
well,
command.
the thing is that's a pitch that sometimes can go either way.
Yeah.
He hasn't really hit the heart of the plate except from that strikeout pitch. He's got that ability. Let him show it. Like that. See, that's what you want him to do.
Yeah, he found it right there. 2
Yeah,
balls
you've
and 2
got to-
strikes.
He's got to be more consistent with that. He's, pitch to contact a little bit. He's got the velocity where pitching to contact is going to result in the strikeouts naturally.
Right.
He's watching the runner at first base.
He takes
Yeah.
off.
He's got a slow
Off the
start,
edge
and
of
they
the-
would have had him.
Yeah, you could hear it hit the top of the glove.
Yep.
And Will Burns not able to come up firing. A stolen base
And a
for-
strikeout.
and a strikeout.
Yep.
Yep. Strike him out, but no throw him out. In scoring position with 2 out, Evan Calley steals the base, and here's Hank Penders.
But Cali stumbled and still made it because of the ball getting off the catcher's glove.
yeah, he caught a break there.
Now let's see how Dressler attacks the lefties right away.
With a breaking ball that caught Penders by surprise and takes it for strike 1.
It had a little zip to it though. That wasn't that almost looked like a four-seamer or a cutter.
Penders has reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out to third base in
They've
2
got
prior
to be
bats.
careful here because Cali, not shy. He'll try to steal third if he can.
Yeah, and of course he'd probably score easily on a base hit, which is Penders'
he will score
mission.
easily on a base hit, but there's 2 outs. So
Yeah.
getting to third the only reason for that is to try to get the play, but this should be made.
Ground ball to second. Jake Hardy has it over to first base. Sure-handed.
So
Ground out.
Dressler survives the brief wildness and kind of settles in.
Yeah.
I like this kid's stuff, right?
Yeah,
you
it's
like it.
Good stuff. It's
Yeah.
not easy to hit.
Right,
when he
not
throws
easy
it.
to hit. He just needs to get it over the plate a little bit more, and he did in the last 2 hitters.
So we got Brock Holt coming up on Friday night, you mentioned, and later this month is the Nashua Silver Pride Night, right? Nashua
Turn
Pride
back
Night.
the clock, National Pride Night.
Yeah.
A lot of former Pride people will be here. It's
Do we know if Butch is coming?
Yeah, he's going to sign a one-day contract and manage the team for a part of the game.
That's great.
Yep.
Hopefully he'll get into an argument.
Oh, we want. You got it. I don't think we'll see him climb the foul pole, though. I mean,
You know, I was browsing on YouTube and I came across another argument that Butch got involved in, which he picked up second base and walked off the field with it.
well, he signs it. Usually walks off, signs it, and gives it to a fan.
Was he managing out in Iowa or someplace?
Yeah, he's managing here, and he did it.
Oh no, that's where I first saw him do it, of course.
Yeah, right. He's done it before, and I just
made it into the DVD they did of the season.
I think the story lead that I had was, where were you the night Butch Hobson stole second?
Yes, that's right. And you know, all the comments on the YouTube underneath the video of him, of course his hair's gone fully white and everything. A lot of the young people are like, I don't know who this guy is, but I love him. Look how the passion he has. And a lot of comments like, who is this guy? Who is this? I'm thinking, wow, we're getting old, Tom. Our ETV games coming up for the rest of the season. June 27 is the Pride Night game against the Worcester Braveherts here at Holman. And then we'll be doing, we're going to be busy on 4th of July weekend, Tom. We're doing July 3rd versus Norwich and
we'll
July
be
4th.
Right back the next morning.
Yes.
One more morning, one more chance.
Independence Day.
One more chance.
But not from Tom King. I'll be here with him again.
One more chance for Pete Johnson to bring in the donuts, right?
One more chance to bring donuts?
One more chance. He's got one last chance.
Do you need red, white, and blue frosting on that?
Yeah, any of that stuff. It doesn't matter.
Then
one last chance.
We're busy in July. We go from the 3rd and the 4th to July 10th versus Vermont. And then July 18th versus New Britain. What's MB?
New Britain.
I mean, no, in parentheses, MB.
MB?
Yeah, I'm asking Pete. It's on his phone. It's Mookie Betts?
Oh, that's right. Monkey
Boy.
That's right.
Oh, same initials as Mookie Betts, but we'll take Monkey Boy when we can get him. July 18th. And then it'll be August 7th against Westfield State. Full slate of Nashua ETV Silver Knights games, and we're looking forward to every single one.
John, take a look at the crowd down by the bullpen.
Wow.
All those kids
look at that.
hanging over the rails, talking to the players, just standing there watching.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It is. They're signing autographs down there. Look at.
Yep.
You signed an autograph.
That was the first. That was the night of the North-South game. Wasn't here.
Okay, yeah.
That was for an adult too.
Tom King has his own bobblehead, in case you didn't know. First pitch swinging down the left field line. It's a tough play for everybody.
No!
Great catch by the shortstop, Maverick Boudreau. Ran it down. Maverick.
Right.
Top glove.
Top shelf play.
Yes. He spells Maverick with no E, according to my roster. I saw Mission Impossible, by the way. I loved it. A little bit talky, but, you know, walking on a biplane
That's a.
for like a 20 minutes.
If you ever saw the original Mission Impossible TV show, it doesn't do it.
Hey, yeah, well.
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. Your mission, Jim, if you choose to accept it.
That's not a bad question to ask of actors. Like, if you choose to accept it, I'm going to put you on a biplane, you're going to walk at full
Who was
speed.
the actor who played Jim Phelps? Can you tell me that,
Peter
John
Graves?
Collins? There you go. Very good.
Ground ball left side. Good throw across the diamond by Joe Frazetta. And there's 2 outs as Jeff Valdez goes down in a ground out.
As we continue to date ourselves through, through life. Right?
Yeah. I remember Mission Impossible vividly because of a weird reason. We had a black and white TV at my house in Jamaica Plain.
Yep.
And my relatives in Lawrence, we did traveling. We traveled from Jamaica Plain to Lawrence. I felt like it was like across country
You
excursion.
got a good airline deal, did you?
They had a color TV, and they had Mission Impossible in color on the TV.
I remember having a black and white, and I remember when we got our first color TV. That was a big deal, right?
Yeah, big deal. Now people are really laughing at us, Tom.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
What? I mean, they sold TVs that didn't have color in them? Yeah. Everything was in black and white, even baseball games.
Well, John,
And
I'm even
when you
worse.
got to Fenway, how green did that look?
I'm even worse. I didn't set up flat TVs in my house until about 2 years ago.
Flat TVs.
I
You had
still had the
tubes
box.
TVs.
I still had the tubes, and they were working. So
They were
why?
so heavy, those TVs.
Oh, they're unbelievable. There's a base hit.
Loop to left and down, and Ernie Little
All
continues
right,
to
here
hit,
we go.
Tom.
Ernie Little on base 3 times, but nothing to show for it.
If I told you somebody's batting .636 and his average went up, you know he's having a good game. 2 hits and a hit by pitch for Ernie Little, and yet has not been able to score
Right.
yet. Cole Patterson has struck out and flied out to left.
The only
Ernie
problem
Little,
is this
yep.
time Little's on base with 2 outs. So now it's cat and mouse time.
Yeah.
My guess is they would probably rather do a hit and run than a straight steal. But let's see.
I'm going down memory lane and neglected to mention that Stephen Rickert is pitching for Worcester, number 21. Fouled off to the right
New
by
pitcher,
Patterson. Rickert is from Weathersfield, Connecticut, and heading to his sophomore season at Eastern Connecticut State University. Cole Patterson from AIC, International, American International College. Waves at that one and goes down.
And
Strike
that's
3.
it. And that's
Yeah.
just it. They waste another on base thing with Ernie Little.
Yeah.
And you know the first one wasn't wasted. He tried a steal attempt.
Yeah,
Just
other
took
than
it.
Little, the top of the order is now 0-4-5.
Yeah.
Talking about the 1-2-3 hitters.
Right.
So they got.
Well, not the 1-2-3. You're talking about the
I was talking
2-3.
Cole Patterson, 2-3 hitters, right?
Yeah, 2-3 hitters over
Yeah.
5, and that's not what you want behind hitting
Yeah.
behind Little.
He was getting on base consistently. We're gonna get treated to another. Why is Jackson Marshall? Oh, he's putting on his. I was thinking his catcher equipment. A lot of these players now wear the
ankle,
shin guards.
the shin
for,
guards, right.
Fouls off of their front foot. So we'll get treated to another Jackson Marshall at bat, Tom. He's come close to a home run to right, home run to left, foul, and now he'll bat for the 3rd time. And he'll be facing Dressler this time after seeing Matt Fitzgibbon a few times.
Dressler will not be able to go up and in on Marshall the way he did, because if he does that, he'll hit him.
Think so.
Yep, because Marshall commands a big part of the plate.
Marshall stands fairly close to the plate for a big guy. He I mean, it's a challenge, I would think, to hit mid-90s when you're that close to the plate and that big on the inside corner. Remember Dave Kingman for the Cubs?
Oh, sure.
Didn't he stand like on the far outside, like dugout side of the batter's box? He was so big, though.
Oh,
I mean,
Kingman was huge.
yeah, he was probably Jackson Marshall's, maybe an inch taller than Jackson Marshall. I can't remember exactly, but he just had such long legs.
Saw him homer as a Yankee at Fenway Park.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
I think he used like a 38-inch bat, too. Jackson Marshall, I mean, he's going to make any bat look smaller, but it doesn't
Jackson
look like a
Marshall,
huge bat.
part 3. Let's see how part 3 goes.
Huge
Up and
cut.
in.
Yeah, he got kind of tied up.
Yep, tied him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And
He's
he
not
pitches-
afraid to swing at that first pitch, Tom, which I like. I think too many players get behind in the count by taking first pitch cookies.
Right.
And just as a rule.
Just as a rule, they're going
all-
to take it no matter where it is. If it's
all
a
over
good pitch,
baseball.
swing at it.
Yeah.
Curveball.
Very high and deep to right center. It's a long run.
gonna carry for a
and
double.
it's a double.
That was a slow start in center field. He did not think the ball was going to carry the
He
way it did.
did not, and that again
With
is
Jackson Marshall, you've got to assume the carry with Marshall. You have to. You've got to, as soon as the ball leaves, you've got to run like crazy in the direction the ball's going. And he hesitated, and it cost him.
Absolutely. That
No
thing
doubt
had
about it.
extra life that you just
No doubt about
couldn't
it.
read.
You've got to know the hitter. You've got to assume it.
And Tom, that nearly snuck out of here.
Now,
That was deep.
It bounced at the warning track.
It did, yeah.
Right. And Marshall will end up at third.
Yeah, it's a productive out. Ground ball to the right side by
Good
Joe
play by River
Frazetta.
Hart.
Yeah, stretch for that.
Well, Hart's got the height and the length. So, but Marshall's at third base. But, I mean, look, I don't want to put it all on the center fielder, but
No.
you've got to know
Yeah.
that Marshall's balls are going to carry, so you've got to play him deep. You got to play him deep, and as soon as the ball leaves the bat, you've got to run deep.
Maybe that's part of Jackson's game, using a kind of a smaller bat. And he's going to stay tight. Bare hand play. Jeff Valdez, River Hart sacrifices the body to catch the ball. Out number 2, staying at third is Marshall.
Now, Hart's showing he can play defensively very well at first base.
Glad nobody got hurt on that.
No kidding.
First base is a danger zone these days in baseball. I think more people are getting hurt at first base than anywhere else.
I think you're right.
And that could have been bad. Nice bare hand reception that ground ball by Valdez, but he did put River kind of in harm's way with the throw.
But Marshall had to hold because of the fact the ball was hit to third.
Yeah, it was
So he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't really.
So now your Justin's got to take advantage of this.
Even if he went on first contact, I think he would have been a dead duck. Because Valdez was running to the ball down the line. The play would have been right in front of him. The 0-1.
Yeah,
Out
no,
inside,
it would have been a straight throw to the home. As long as the throw is good, you got Marshall dead to right.
Yeah.
So Marshall couldn't
It would
do
only been a
anything.
little 40-foot flip at that
The only
point.
thing that he could have done is try to run on the play to first base, and he would have scored on that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Because there was a collision.
Right. But if he's off on contact, then he's a dead duck.
So Mason Clark rounds out. 2 out. Maverick Boudreau, who made that nice running catch at shortstop for Worcester, spinning that bright green bat, waiting the 1-2 pitch from Justin Dressler. Gets tied, fouls it though, stays alive in the
Stays
at-bat.
alive. Justin's got to be careful. He doesn't want to plunk anybody and put somebody on.
Just 2 hits for the Bravehearts. That double was their first extra base hit.
And the other hit was a soft line drive that dropped into no man's land in left field for a base hit to drive in the run.
If I told you there would be only 1 extra base hit, 5 hits between the 2 teams, you'd probably guess who hit it.
And we would have guessed right.
Jackson Marshall at third base with 2 out. Softly to
This
right.
is going to be tough.
And diving
Got
and making the catch, Dylan Littlefield. What a defensive
catch.
show he has made
2
today.
plays today for Littlefield. Wow, what a catch. That was superb.
Not the greatest read off the bat, Tom, but he made up with it with speed, hustle, and a nice snag off the grass.
Excellent play. John, get ready. You're throwing hot dogs.
Love is gone time.
Let's
Throwing
see
hot dogs.
Throwing hot dogs. Let's see if he's got to reach for my window. I doubt it. Almost. Wouldn't it be terrible if I stuck my hand out and intercepted a kid?
Get me one.
Oh, it's getting up there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
see?
that would look close.
It does. It did. It was close the other way. Yeah, now he's moving on.
Oh, it's a nice big tray in front of us. Tim could use one, I know.
This has got the kids going, doesn't it? Look at this. This is a riot.
Oh, yeah.
This is a riot. This is
It's
great.
the hot dog wave.
Great
Everybody's
stuff. I know.
up waving their hands for a hot dog. I had a hot dog here last year. I remember it was really good.
You know that?
Huh?
Are we in the 5th or the 6th?
6th inning.
They didn't do Love Is Gone, did they?
They did. They
Oh,
did
they
it.
did. Oh, I
yeah,
missed
you
it.
were so focused.
I was focused on those hot
Oh my gosh,
dogs.
they did the whole song. They had about 15 Silver Knight players
I
in
was
on it.
completely focused on
Oh.
those hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the owner coming up with a couple of, looks like a couple of businessmen with him.
You got me so hungry, Tom, talking about donuts and hot dogs and just, you know, we just had our little bowl of cereal, and it's a great place, though, to come for dinner. Just come to the game in the evenings. One of these Silver Knights games coming up. Check the schedule
Now,
and
John,
come on out.
behind me is the owner, John Creedon Jr. is in with a couple of businessmen. If I'm not mistaken,
River Hart swings and misses. Strike
and it's
one.
appropriate that River Hart's at the plate. If I'm not mistaken, these are officials, might be from UMass Lowell, because the Futures League is very interested in expanding to LeLashner Park.
Oh, yeah?
So if I'm not mistaken, they're here to check out the operation. And what a better day to bring them here,
Oh, right.
you know, because
Yeah.
there is competition from other leagues from college and independent ball for the facility.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the Lashner's been empty for a long time, except for UMass Lowell and a couple of state events, MIAA events and things like that. It's been a little bit of senior league stuff that's been played there and everything else, but this is something that I think that the Futures League is hoping to do.
Well, here's our defensive star, Tom. Dylan Littlefield digs in.
But didn't
First-
lead off the inning, though.
No, first, yeah, you're right. The whole baseball adage. He deserved to lead off the inning, but fouls this one off to the left. Strike one. Silver Knights right fielder crashed into the bullpen fencing as he robbed Jackson Marshall back in the first inning, and then another spectacular catch diving coming in on a ball to end the fifth. Top of the sixth, rather. Looks at a pitch up and away for ball one.
They're still throwing hot dogs into stands.
Oh, yeah?
It's one way to get rid of them, right?
Dylan playing his college ball at Eastern Kentucky University. Strike calls. I've been to Kentucky. Covington, Kentucky.
I can't say that I have.
I was on my way to work for Procter & Gamble in Cincinnati. They had the training at a hotel in Covington, Kentucky.
How long did you live in Cincinnati?
6 months.
Wow. How'd you like it?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I lived in Chicago for 6 months.
Oh,
I was in Cincinnati for a week, and I didn't like it.
And I was
I
just
thought
going to
it
say,
was a grimy, landlocked version of Boston.
if you were only there for a week,
I
then
was
that's
lucky.
definitely.
I shouldn't say it was like Boston. There wasn't as much to do. Ground out. Dylan Littlefield is out. And Jake Hardy, it's up to him to start a two-out rally. Jake has walked and scored one of the Silver Knights' 2 runs. Jake is from Sudbury, Massachusetts, and plays his ball at Penn State. First pitch swinging, fouls it, Tom.
Right to the right of me.
To the right of you.
It hit the window, but
Yep.
might have hit the metal in between the windows.
Yeah.
So, yep. It's coming right at me.
Interesting that balls are making their way over the safety netting behind home plate. My experience is that stops about 95% of all the balls, but we've had a few up here today over the netting. 0-2 quickly on Jake Hardy. Worcester right-hander looking good since he came in. Number 21, Stephen Rickert from Econ.
Not a lot of offense today, that's for
No,
sure.
yeah. Marshall has tried to provide some.
Well,
Left field, right field, right center.
He's got one or two more at bats where he'll probably do something.
Fisted to the shortstop, Maverick Boudreau charges it and makes the play over to Marshall for out number 3. So we move along smartly to the top of the 7th inning here at Holman. John Collins along with Tom King on Nashua ETV, on Bedford BC TV, on Hudson HCTV. Welcome all. A breathtakingly beautiful Tuesday morning baseball game here at Holman Stadium.
I'll be over in Hudson on Thursday for the.
Yeah?
Well, I assume I'll be there for the Division II girls tennis finals.
Tom, let me ask you. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day in New Hampshire. I saw the weather forecast. What are you going to do on your Wednesday?
I'm going to Dover.
Dover?
Yes.
Why Dover?
Why Dover? Because
Dover's not a bad place. You know, I live there too.
Because the Hollis.
It's on WTSN.
That's right. You worked out in the Seacoast for a while.
I did.
That's right. Hollis High School will be in the Division II boys tennis finals.
That's where they have the tennis finals?
And they've got an 8-court setup there, so you're going to be able to get them done quick if everything moves all right.
You know, there was a famous Olympic swimmer that won gold medals from Dover.
Dover, yes. Yep.
Was it Jenny
Yes,
Thompson?
it was. Jenny Thompson.
Jenny
Yep.
Thompson. See, I was there when she was in high school.
Yep.
And she was a big deal, of course. I knew that they were kind of a swimming hotbed because of her. I didn't know Dover was a tennis hotbed, too. But somebody must have built some really nice facility there. Maybe they have some history with the sport of tennis in Dover. I don't know if they named that place after anybody. Well, I'll have to look that up, but that intrigued me. They have that. They have the boys there, and the girls are at Alvern.
Girls are at Alvern, Division II.
Yeah.
Division I, I believe, is at Pinkerton. So we have no one in the Division I left in the Division I tournament. We only have 2 tennis teams left, and that's Sauhegan girls, who are undefeated. And I'll be there today in Amherst to see them play in the semifinals. But they're playing a team they beat 9-0. I assume they're going to win this. So, but you never can tell. But you would think so.
Who's going to be the hero offensively, Tom? We got a 2-2 game moving to the 7th inning. Ground ball, first pitch, right side. Riverheart ranging from the bag, hits the pitcher, Justin Dressler, covering.
Good thing that Dressler's a big target. Hart threw that fairly fast and overhand. Usually you see a first baseman underhand that, but Hart didn't think he had time to do that, so he threw a hard fastball right at Dressler, and he makes a good play to catch it.
Yeah, nicely handled on a tough chance. Here's the Worcester 25.
But it's a nice
Jamison
day tomorrow,
Howard.
and I am going to the Seacoast, John. So
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I should take advantage of it.
You could stop off in Portsmouth at some point.
Stop off at the beach somewhere?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I think if you go half hour east, you go to what is it? Wells Beach?
Wells? Oh yeah, Maine. Yeah, well,
yeah.
Go up to Maine.
You vacationed in Maine before. That's a
I
favorite
like
go-to.
I like a Gunquit.
A Gunquit, yeah.
I also like Kennebunkport. Two good spots.
Strike 1 and 2 is the count on Jamison Howland. I'm going to a Gunquit on Saturday to see a play.
I was just going to say, you got to be going to the Playhouse.
Yes.
Yep.
We really like a Gunquit too.
Well, it's a great spot.
Yeah.
Could, if you stay at a place, if you stay over, I mean, I go up there for the day.
Yeah.
But if I've gone there overnight, you can stay at a place. And
Pete's seen the Far and Away musical that I'm going to see. He highly recommends it.
Pete is a man of the arts.
Great music. Yeah. Curveball swung on and missed into the mitt. Strike 3, and so making
Dressler settled down, hasn't he?
The 8-9 batters.
Boy, this is good middle relief for the Silver Knights here into the 7th.
Yes.
And there's activity. Is there any activity in the bullpen? No, whoever's out there isn't throwing right now. There's no catcher. Well, there is a catcher. He's suited up. They're all standing there watching what Dressler's doing.
So back to the top of the order. Worcester with high hopes for this part of the order. ground ball foul.
When you go to a gunkwit, you
Yeah.
want to go somewhere where all you do is walk. Right? You don't want to drive your car anywhere because you get stuck on Shore Drive and the intersection that
Yeah.
Route 1 is and everything else.
Yeah.
So you want to park somewhere or stay somewhere where you can walk to just about everything.
Oh, I got to tell you.
Beautiful spot.
About parking and walking. Line drive center field, and it is a 1-2-3 inning as Evan Calley lines out to Cole Patterson for the third out of the inning. And Justin Dressler, after some struggle with control early in the outing, looking very impressive here.
Yeah, very
in the
impressive, but will he come back to pitch the 8th? I doubt it.
That's a question.
We'll see.
So, Tom, I'll use the time between innings. So, my wife and I, we got tickets to the Shakira concert.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I was first time I was ever going to sit in the Aura Club at Fenway. Aura Club. I got a great deal on the tickets. We were doing all kinds of things, like the dog was having a choking incident. We got him from the vet. So we're kind of scrambling around. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not checking to see whether the concert's going to happen. We parked at our garage, which is like a half mile from Fenway. We walked there, and
you
we
got
saw
there
some
and-
smattering of people, that were really Shakira
Right,
fans
saw
and
the
stuff.
concert.
But I
canceled.
literally didn't know until I turned onto, Jersey Street, where, they usually block it off,
Yeah.
and they really hadn't blocked it off fully. There was nobody taking tickets. There was no, metal detectors, and the gates were down, and it was an hour before the concert. It was like 6:30 at night. I thought, an hour early enough is good enough. And then I realized that they called it off.
Yep.
The
Staging
problem.
They had a staging issue.
Yeah, and there was a kid in a Red Sox uniform that came out one of the doors. You could tell he worked there. And I said, "Do you work here?" He's like, "Yeah," and he's looking at his phone. And I said, "Do you know what they're talking about? Unforeseen circumstances?" And he goes, "I don't know anything about it." And he walks away from me. I'm like, "Sure, you don't know anything about it." I've played that. I've been trying to get information out of executives my whole
sure.
journalism career.
Exactly,
it's like, no
right.
comment. Yeah, you know what happened. But I just think that was so, I don't know, amateurish not to have an ability to, they promoted that
Well, they've had concerts at Fenway
for
before.
months.
They've had concerts at Fenway
for
before.
a year. Yeah.
So something went wrong
Someone
with the staging.
messed up.
Someone messed up, or they got a bad part, or
Yeah.
or something happened with the staging. Let's see. Do we still have Riker?
Stage rigging fell down, Pete says. Yeah. The safety reviewers stepped in and said, no go.
Right, for 2 concerts. It was hers,
Oh.
and then it was whoever was playing the next night.
Yes, Jason Aldean.
Yep.
So, speaking of events that are happening, here we are at Holman Stadium without a glitch. The great smell of the ballpark food was in the air at 9 o'clock this morning here at Holman. Love it. Well, with one swing of the bat, Joey Curran could untie this game. He hit 2 home runs on Sunday. Definitely has the power. The Nashua Silver Knights DH leading off here in the bottom of the 7th of a 2-2 game.
Oh, he was going for it right there, wasn't he?
Sure was.
Got a curve ball, hanging curve.
And those go a long way if you can hit them. Backspin built in, and the short porch and left here at Holman.
Throw him another off speed. He does it. Throws him a
It's
fastball.
in the dirt. They got to throw him out at first, and a wide
You
throw.
got it. No, you got there. Safe.
Safe.
Yes.
Jackson Marshall, who's got the long reach, not able to get back to the base in time. And so, Tom, do you give an error to the catcher on that, Mason Clark?
I think so, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, they did. They just put it up. So that is a key play because it's a leadoff batter aboard for the Silver Knights in a 2-2 game. And what's the discussion about this time?
Well, whatever the discussion was, you need. Oh, wait a minute now. Let's see. Are they going to have more discussion? Oh, Garrido's coming on. Garrido's coming over with a change. That's what he's coming over with. So let's see. We got a pinch runner at first base. I believe we do for Current. So
You're right.
Current is now. Don't forget, there's no re-entry. This isn't high school. Current's out of the game.
Okay.
So number 9 is pitch running.
And he'll be in the DH spot for now.
Yeah.
That's Jackson Kramer from New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Kramer.
Kramer.
Cosmo. Hey, Cosmo.
Yeah. 6'2", 205. Looks like he can run too. And the pinch running situation, will he just take off? Right out of the dugout? Nope. They're going to try to bunt him over? Nope. It's in the dirt. Ball 1. To Patrick Schrake.
It's in the dirt, but that would have been a stolen base.
It would have been.
Yep.
Yep. It's a bold move to come out of the dugout running, literally right in the first pitch. Looks like he's going here.
He's near it.
Nope.
Nope.
The defensive foul on what was supposed to be a bunt attempt there by Schrake. Couldn't get out of the way of it. Used the bat for protection, strike 1. Not the biggest lead over there for Kramer.
Now he's stretched out a little bit. He's at that angle now. He's at that point.
Oh, he got caught leaning, and he is safe. Marshall thought he had him.
Thought he had him. I don't think he did. I think the hand got in there. Dan Young will
the
have
umpire
that.
thought so too.
Dan
Tom.
Young will have that on replay once he gets in.
He was definitely, if not going, he was taking a jab step.
He was going.
Yeah, he was going.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So now he's got to rethink it. He's still out there.
Third baseman could have shook
Now
hands
the
there
bunt's
with Schrake.
out.
Yeah.
Now the bunt's out of it because it's two strikes. Schrake got distracted by the third baseman coming all the way in.
All those hijinks.
Yep,
Patrick is from Chicago, and he plays ball at Colby College.
Now he's got to swing away. He's going to probably get a fastball. And I bet the runner's going to be going here on a 1-2. Nope. Well, he was. I think he was. Let's see.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Patrick Schrake.
Nope.
Rising,
And a base hit.
and it's going to find its way through. A perfectly placed soft line drive for a base hit for Patrick Schrake.
Right,
and
because the third baseman was in.
Yep.
Not expecting the bunt, but maybe expecting a pulled ball that was soft like that, and he got it, and all of a sudden, now see, you've got to take advantage of this if you're the Silver Knights, right?
Yeah.
You got to break with the strikeout and the error on the catcher. And now you got 2 on and nobody out. This has got to be a run somewhere in here for you.
So it is the bottom 2 in the order. The 8-9 batters due up Will Burns and Jeff Valdez. They are 0 for 4.
0 for 4, but Burns has the ground out RBI.
That's right.
But the thing is, what Burns doesn't want to do is ground into a double play.
Right. Of course, if he comes up with the same soft ground ball, it will advance the runners. But you know he's thinking about a base hit. Only 4 hits for the Silver Knights in this game. They're all singles.
Only 2 for Worcester. There was the soft hit, and there was the double by Jackson Marshall.
Yeah.
Had the bunt on. See that?
Yeah. With nobody out, staying with the bunt call. Burns trying to move the runners over in a tie game. Seems like the right play.
I think it's the right play as well. Now this game is going to slow to a crawl here at the bottom of the 7th with all the strategy going on, but it's interesting to see what the Silver Knights will do.
Will the Silver Knights get that big hit? Something for extra bases. Bunt, foul.
Foul.
And a little bit too much on it, and he kicked off the
And now he's
fringe of the
0-2.
grass. Yeah.
So he's at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Not out of the question that they could keep
John,
the
you
bunt
can
on.
answer this.
Yep.
How much tougher is it to bunt with a wooden bat versus an aluminum bat?
I'd say it's a little bit easier with the wooden bat.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. Prefer it, sure. Swung on it and
Strike 3,
missed, and
that's
so
wasted at
it
bat.
wasted at bat, yeah.
Not what you want. And now you got Valdez up. Now Valdez is not a big hitter, but you're not going to lay a bunt down here. So Valdez has got to either walk or put the ball in play somewhere for a base hit. You've got the go-ahead run at second base.
Yep. The importance of every at-bat magnified as we get
And
later and later in a tie game.
You got a lot of room down that left field area, down that left field line. If he can put a ball there, he's going to bunt, and that's not what you want to see. Why is he doing that? Why?
So the Silver Knights give away 2 at-bats with men on first and second, and there are 2 out now as Valdez pops up a bunt attempt to the catcher.
Not what you want to see. The question is, was he doing it on his own? He's got speed, right? Bunt for a base hit, but you see all that room that's down that left field line. Take a look at that. That's a lot of room. You can line drive it.
Daring you to hit it down.
Yeah, exactly.
To pull it.
So now you got Little up.
Ernie Little, who's a hit machine. 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Looks at a strike that I don't think he thought it was a strike, but it's 0-1 to Little, the guy who you do want up in this situation. The hottest hitter in the league, I would think. He's got to be up over 700 at this point. Pop up, jinxed him. Right side, and drifting back is Isaac Lamps, and he dropped it.
Oh,
3-2, the Silver Knights take the lead.
Wow.
Oh, Lampson so upset with himself. The Silver Knights lead by a dropped pop-up with 2 out. I don't know if the right fielder could have got to that. It was a pretty high
no need for it.
Pop-up.
No need for him to.
Yeah.
Second baseman waving everybody off, had it all the way. And the ball just drops.
So the Silver Knights get a run out of it as the pinch runner, Kramer, in for Joey Curran, who reached on the error by the catcher, scores. So a gift run, Tom, on both ends to let the runner on base and to let the runner score.
Silver Knights giveth and they take it away, right?
Yeah. That's a strike on the upper outer to Cole Patterson, looking for his first hit. A couple strikeouts and a fly to left.
Now you got to have Little run here.
Might as well. Might as well try the double steal that worked for Worcester. If they try to throw him out at second, the runner could score from third.
No difference. They're not going to cover it and foul ball.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to.
Ernie Little's had his sprints to second, hasn't he?
Yeah, they're going to concede second. Yep.
He's got to go back again.
So I'd say you and I get out there someday at first base with Little and challenge him to a race to second base. What do you think?
Yeah.
Make sure there's an ambulance on site. For me, anyway.
Yeah. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the mid, strike 3. But damage done. Silver Knights squeak home a run thanks to a couple of Bravehearts errors. And we move to the 7th inning stretch here at Holman in a 3-2 game. Silver Knights lead. Welcome back to Historic Holman Stadium as the Silver Knights have taken a 3-2 lead on Education Day, a 10:30 a.m. start. A packed house of happy, enthusiastic, grade school kids from all over the greater Nashua area enjoying a sun-splashed day at the old ball yard as Mondesir fouls off a surprise bunt attempt leading off in the 7th.
And is this still Dressler?
Yeah, it's Justin Dressler still. Saw him warming up. They're
This is
sticking
still-
with him.
Yep.
Oh, he threw a frisbee up there,
There you
and
go.
Mondesir couldn't lay off. That was probably above the zone. 0-2. Silver Knights defending Mondesir straight away at all positions. That one misses up and away. 1-2 is the count. Yeah, radar gun went away. I kind of like that while we had it.
That's in the upper right-hand corner of the scoreboard, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Pitch speed.
I never look at it. I never trust it.
No.
So look, I'm sure it's accurate within a couple of miles an hour, or 3 or 4. But I mean,
I remember.
I'm more looking at what the count is and what's going on the field, because I've got to anticipate plays if I'm going to shoot or anything like that.
Ooh, rocketed foul into the bullpen.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That
Yeah.
ball got up and in, and it was easy. It kind of hung out over.
I got to play in a all-star game at Lasher Park where the Lowell Spinners used to play, and they had a radar gun there. And when I see one at another park, it reminds me of that time I was on the field with Kevin McGlinchey. I don't know if you remember that name.
Yes,
but
I
he
do.
pitched for the. He's from Massachusetts.
Yep.
He pitched for the Braves in the World
Yes,
Series.
I remember Glitchy, yeah.
And he was in that game. He was pitching, and his arm was still good. I think he was in his late 30s, early 40s. And he just went right up the ladder on the radar gun in the warm-up pitches. Broken bat foul. I was watching it, and he started off 92, 93, 94. He went all the way up to 97. And I was like, why isn't this guy still in the majors?
Because you can only do it for so long.
I guess so, you know.
97 for maybe 2 batters, and
I
that's
think he
it.
took a couple of years off, and he had nothing wrong with him, so he just. But yeah, sometimes I think they're accurate, and it's. And then you can see that at Fenway too. They have every single what's the pitch. The sweeper, that bugs me though. I don't. It's either a slider or a slurve, or I don't know where this whole sweeper word.
Just because
came
it goes from side to side, that's why.
Yeah, I guess so. Grounded off the plate. It's going to be a tough play for Valdez. Charging, and he throws it away. And to second base will go Mondesir in scoring position.
Got to make that play. Valdez is a better second baseman than he is a third baseman, but he does make a nice play to charge it. It was a tailor-made hop for him. That should have been a routine play for Valdez.
Yeah. I think he had enough time to break it down. In other words, he threw on a dead run. He could have just
he had
settled
time,
more into
He
a
had
throw.
time, but you cannot make that defensive mistake here, just like Worcester couldn't. But now you got an E5, you got a man at second.
It has the appearance that the Silver Knights are going to return the favor on a gift run. Worcester looking to tie it here in the bottom of the 7th, down 3-2 for the moment. Hank Penders to bat, I believe.
Number 3 hitter, and he's not showing bunt.
No.
And they're not thinking bunt. Defensively, they're all back.
Takes ball 1. 1-1 is the count.
So now the strategy gets very interesting.
Shrake is keeping the runner close, not letting Mondesir get a big lead. Ground ball
Base hit.
through the right side. Will they send him?
They
They're going to
better
hold
not.
him at third.
Yep.
They don't want to add to Dylan Littlefield's defensive highlight reel, I guess, as he throws the one hopper in to home plate. And with nobody out, the Bravehearts want Jackson Marshall to hit with runners on the corners.
This is not the situation you want, and I believe we're going to get a new pitcher coming
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, you're right. Dressler will not get a chance to face Marshall again, who he doubled off of his first time.
And it's too bad because Dressler deserved better because that ball was softly hit and the error on Valdez.
Yeah. So Dressler was effective. He comes off here in the 7th inning with nobody out. And runners on the corners as the Bravehearts are definitely threatening to tie it up, if not go ahead here in the top half of the 8th, actually. We're in the 8th inning.
Yep.
Yes.
Top of the 8th at 12:42. It's going to be we are now at 2 hours and 15 minutes, just about.
Jackson Marshall has flied out deep to right on the line. Tremendous running, sliding catch, crashing into the fencing by Dylan Littlefield in the 1st inning.
Struck out in
Struck
the 4th.
out after an almost home run.
Yep.
Hitting a foul home run in the 4th, and then doubled to deep right center on a batted ball that just kept carrying.
All Marshall's
in
got
the
to
6th.
do with his ability is get the ball in the air, and it's
Yeah.
going to be a run.
Sack fly.
Yep,
at
it's
minimum.
going to be a run at minimum.
Yeah. So they think, or the Silver Knights hope, the answer to Jackson Marshall is their relief pitcher, number 20, Brennan Rumpf, R-U-M-P-F, from Falmouth, Maine, and he pitches for UMaine.
There you go.
6'4", 210 against, where's Jackson Marshall going these days? 6'8", 260.
And wears it well.
How tall is Aaron Judge? Is he 6'8"?
6'7", I believe.
6'7". Just Jackson Marshall is Aaron Judge's size. Fills up that right-handed batter's box, an intimidating presence here, especially in this game situation. Oh, up and in. There's not too much inside territory off the plate to Jackson Marshall. As I said,
Well, that's the key is
pretty
trying
close.
to move him away, right?
Yeah.
That's why you throw that pitch. But now Rumpf has got to be in command of the strike zone. The game's over. The fun and games are over. He's got to start throwing out pitches.
broken bat, and it's foul.
Yep.
You never know on the broken bats whether it might spin back, but I guess Jackson really liked that bat. I don't know if that's his backup or if his, it probably is. Looks the same, maybe a different tape job.
It's small.
It's going to happen when you're that close to the plate and pitchers are daring to go inside on you. The 1-1 count to Jackson Marshall. Foul tipped into the mitt, and he was trying to get all of that one.
All right, you got 1 and 2 on Marshall.
Yep.
Do you chance a breaking ball, or do you just try to blow it by him?
Yeah, I mean, I chant. Well, actually, you mean wild pitch chance? Is that
No,
what you're talking
I'm
about?
talking hanging curve that he can just nail.
You got to make sure it's not a strike, I think. Oh, that's a good pitch on the outside corner. Marshall forced to protect.
They're using the velocity.
I think he was looking for a breaking ball, Tom. He kind of had to do an emergency hack.
I don't think you throw him a breaking ball here, John. I really don't. I just think you got to go gas and you got to strike him out. You got to try for the strikeout.
Rump's got good velocity. You got to look for the
He's
fastball.
going for the strikeout, and that's what he's doing here. He's 2-2 now.
Yeah. Missed up and in. The potential at bat of the game
Actually,
right
1-2.
here with
He's
the
1 and 2.
superstar slugger Jackson Marshall.
This is a big deal here. He's ahead of Marshall. You got to be smart.
Checks his swing. They're going to appeal to first, and they say they're not going to appeal. Oh, they call him out? The home plate umpire's got him?
Yes. Home plate umpire called him out, and I think he's right. I think his body pushed the bat that way. And again, you'll see it on replay.
Yeah.
in the rebroadcast.
Yeah, from Dan Young.
Dan Young, yep.
That's a hard swing that Jackson Marshall takes that's tough to stop once he gets his body moving, and I think you're right, Tom. He spun enough. That
His body moved so much
Yeah.
that he had to cross the plane.
But it was interesting that they didn't even check with the first base umpire. The home plate umpire had the call, and he saw what you saw. 1 out,
Yep.
big out,
Keep throwing fastballs.
pun intended. That's a strike on the upper outer. Good
Rumpf
velocity here
is
from
not
Rumpf.
fooling around.
No,
you know, he's
he's-
not. He's
He
pitching.
is not. He's not pitching with fear. He's
no,
pitching
he's not.
with confidence.
He's pitching with a lot of confidence, and that's what you want to see. He's not trying to nibble.
Oh, look out! Inside.
Right, but see, that moves
1
him
and 1.
off.
Oh, it
right?
does, yeah. The batter is Joe Frazetta, who has scored one of the Bravehearts' 2 runs. He reached on a walk in the middle of 2 groundouts. There goes the runner from first, fake to second, and sliding in with the stolen base
Yeah, they don't go for that this time.
is Penders.
They're going to have to concede the second base.
Yeah. So it is still a sacrifice fly opportunity for the Bravehearts to tie it up, but they have to capitalize.
Well, the infield is now in.
Yeah, all the way in.
Yep. Can't sit back looking for 2 here.
The 2-1 pitch up high, 3-1.
Yeah, he's overthrowing now.
Yeah,
He's trying because he knows he needs the strikeout, right?
right.
He knows for his defense he needs the strikeout to give his defense a break so they can move back. And he's 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Swung on and missed, strike 2. He
Gotta
challenged him.
He's got to keep it there, but he
Yeah.
cannot overthrow it. Got to
Right.
shorten the delivery, shorten up on the delivery, and get the strikeout if he can.
Yeah. Choking up a smidge on the bat is Frazetta. And the pitch from Rumpf. Line to center and be deep enough to score the run.
Yes, it is.
Backing up is Cole Patterson, and it is a 3-3 ball game. Sac fly RBI for Joe Frazetta. He caught up to the fastball up in the zone and got the job done.
Can't make errors in this league.
There it is, yeah.
We've got 2 examples of it, back-to-back innings. Back-to-back half innings.
Reaching on the error by the third baseman was
That's one
Mondesir.
situation where if Rumpf did have an off-speed pitch, it might have worked.
oh yeah.
Freeze the hitter.
Penders is at third. The pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1 to Mason Clark. The catcher for the Bravehearts has struck out, grounded out, and reached on a hit by a pitch. 0-1 is the count. Worcester threatening to take the lead here. That's a strike.
Strike, yep.
0-2.
This kid is a strike machine.
Yeah, pound
Yes,
in the
he
zone
is.
just like you like, Tom.
Exactly.
The 0-2 pitch from Brennan Rumpf. Mighty cut. Fouled back by
I thought
Clark.
that was headed right to me.
Yeah, optic illusion. The net
Yeah, the
grabbed it.
Net grabbed it.
Some of these kids have got to go home early before they can see the end.
Yeah, well, that's typical. They usually
Yeah.
have to be out of here by 1
A
o'clock.
certain amount of time.
Got to
Yeah,
be back for dismissal.
right.
Don't forget, this is part of their class.
It is.
It's a field trip.
Baseball 101. You start at Holman Stadium,
Yeah.
where it all started for a lot of baseball players going way back. 0-2 count, still fouled off again.
Good job at the plate.
Yeah,
Staying with it.
Mason Clark trying to
Clark is
put it in play.
hanging in there.
Yep, with 0-2. Coach trying to get Dylan Littlefield's attention to come in closer in right field. And it's a very good call by the coach. That almost sank in front of him. Littlefield makes the play. So a prescient call by the coach. It just felt like he was going to hit it to right?
The
He was
one
late on a lot of
thing,
those.
yeah, the one thing that Garino and his staff know are the opposing the league. They know the league.
Yeah.
They know a lot of these college players because they coach in college.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is a big deal for this team this year.
Big plus.
Yep.
So, Tom, we're got a tie game here, 3-3, as we go closer to home run derby. No, I don't know.
Don't do that to me, John.
It's the part of me that wants to see it. And wants to see Jackson Marshall.
Take that part and come on a different day, all right?
Come buy my own ticket?
Yes, exactly.
Different day?
Yeah.
New pitcher for the Bravehearts. He's a lefty.
He's a lanky lefty.
Looks like Josh Fisher from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. Plays his ball at Wheaton University, and he is 5'9", 200 pounds.
Oh, he's got to be taller than 5'9". Doesn't he? He look taller than 5'9"?
No. I feel like he's 5'9".
He looks 200 pounds, I'll tell you that. What about the 5'9"? Jeez.
Yep.
Well, you got River Hart.
Let him go stand next to his first baseman. We'll see what happens there. You know, I think actually, if you look, you scan your eyes from left to right from the mound to first base, I think Jackson Marshall is taller standing on level ground than Fisher is on the mound.
I think you're right.
Yeah. But that's not to say anything about Josh Fisher's pitching ability. And so the lefty reliever's task is to keep the Silver Knights scoreless as he works in the bottom of the 8th inning against River Hart, who's had a tough morning. Hopefully the afternoon will be better. It's a good lefty-righty matchup for River, you would think, as he has struck out a couple of times, Tom, and had a weak dribbler back to the pitcher. Would love to get on base to start things here in the 8th.
And if you have to get anywhere around the stadium, you're not going to be able to because now the kids are filing out.
Yeah, outside.
Yeah.
Buses will start to roll.
Yeah.
Hopefully some of the school bus drivers that got these kids here today were able to see some of the game. Bunted back to the pitcher, and it's going to be a fairly easy play.
If you're going to bunt, why is he bunting in that direction? Drop it down third base.
Absolutely.
All that room.
Yeah.
River Hart, what are you doing? Not the smartest play there.
No, you got to angle that.
You got to angle it. You got to go. Plus, you're the number.
Better off to have it bunt foul than bunt it there.
Plus, you're the number 3 hitter, and you've got power.
Yeah.
And you've got a lefty on the mound.
Yeah. Lazy liner to center, and it's fielded. A one-pitch swing there. Dylan Littlefield flies out. And 2 outs quickly in the Silver Knights' 8th inning.
Now Fisher can pitch. See that?
Yeah. So Jake Hardy to bat for the Silver Knights. Trying to start something with 2 outs.
Wow, look at the stands behind home plate. They were chock full, and now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
now you see them, now you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Their enthusiasm and
you're going to see that on the left side of the on third base side stands too, as they're all standing up, getting ready to file out.
excited buzz will be missed.
Yep.
Some kids are still here. They got to get their fingers out of that netting, man.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
As a dad, it's like, oh, geez, get your fingers out of that netting, because if you put them in between, it's
Yep.
you get fouled off. You are closer to the home plate than the pitcher is here at Holman Stadium when you're in the front row behind home plate. Line drive to center, but still hardly having to move is Isaac Howland. And
Quick
he
up and
puts it away.
down.
Yeah,
That means you may see Fisher next inning. We'll see.
right. He was effective. Certainly got the job done for Worcester. Now they have the next best chance to break this 3-3 tie as we move
go
along.
to the 9th.
The 9th inning here at Holman.
And there's going to be a new pitcher on the mound for Nashua, I believe. Umpire signaled something to the mound. Yep, it's got to be a new pitcher. Going over the signals.
So the teams that we normally cover, Tom, we do have Bedford and Hudson viewers joining us today, but the baseball teams that we normally cover, Nashua High North, Nashua South, and Bishop Girton. Bishop Girton is the one that's got the playoff hopes going on,
They're
right?
on the road. They play Portsmouth on Thursday.
On Thursday.
You'll be able to read that the next day. I won't be out there, but you'll be able to read that the next day on NashuaTelegraph.com. I'll be able to get help from the Seacoast.
Against the Clippers.
New pitcher, I believe, John Collins?
Yeah.
Who we got? Let's see.
46.
Is it Mativia or is it, he's 45. It doesn't look like him. Looks like 46.
Yeah. Robbie Roth, a New Jersey kid, plays for Clark University. Robbie Roth, 5'11", 180, right-hander on in relief. Got a live arm. Good-looking fastball. Let's see if he can command it, as well as Justin Dressler did earlier. Maverick Boudreau draws leadoff duty for Worcester. Maverick has lined out to right, flied out to right, and grounded out to third. That line out that last time up was the play where Dylan Littlefield came in and robbed him of a hit with a diving play. Took the ball right off the grass. The 0-1 pitch. Strike called, a tough strike call there.
A frame job.
Yeah. That looked like it could have been called
A ball. Yep.
a ball, but high and or outside. The pitch in the dirt.
Good 0-2.
Yeah. Only one extra base hit in this game. That was by Jackson Marshall. Strike called, streak three called. That was a tough pitch to take, and should have fought it off. So I guess.
Yeah, that's a pitch where you got to know if that other pitch was called.
That's the point.
You got to know it.
Yeah,
and you got to take advantage of it.
That one's definitely going to call
protect the plate, right? Anything away, you got to protect now because the umpire is
seeing that side of the plate very well.
Yep.
Isaac Lamson has gone 0 for 3 so far in this game. A lot of players are 0 for in this game. Robbie Roth lost his hat on the follow-through of that pitch. Missed inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Worcester looking for the go-ahead run. They faked to bunt there and pulled it back, took a strike. That would have been a good chance to get a bunt hit if he got it down the third base way, as Jeff Valdez wasn't even thinking about it before Isaac Lamson dropped down.
Nice pitch.
Oh, and the ump missed it, I think.
Yeah, I think he did too.
It was not the location that Will Burns was setting up for. Mason Clark was setting up for.
That's a strike. They don't like it because it was low. They think it was low.
No, it is Will Burns, the catcher for the Silver Knights, doing the framing.
But you think, May Clark pitched for Worcester. But you think that pitch was low, but he's getting that call.
Ooh.
That's just a little bit too far off the plate.
Yeah. What is the coach saying over there? Must be saying something to the catcher, because you can get in trouble if you yell at the umpire that close. Off the end of the bat, Valdez ranging to his left, makes a nice play and an off-balance throw to finish.
Yeah, that's the throw you needed.
Yeah.
Last inning.
Yeah. That did allow the tie run to get aboard, but Valdez makes that play. And here's Jamison Howland. You get up 4 times as a 9-hitter, you like it. And so 4th time through the order, Howland gets up there. The 9-hitter takes a strike. He struck out twice and got hit by a pitch. Trying to start something with 2 outs for Worcester. Meanwhile, Robbie Roth looking for a 1-2-3 inning.
If you're looking ahead to the 9th, 6, 7, and 8 for Nashua.
Start with Current's out of the game, Tom. It'd be interesting to see who they put in that spot for the DH.
DH, right, exactly.
Perfect pitch there from Robbie Roth. Just painting with what looks like a 90-mile-per-hour area fastball.
This night's bullpen deserves better than a 3-3 game, I'll tell you that.
Missed badly with that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
First ball I've seen go all the way to the backstop today. Pitchers have been right on target. Catchers have been blocking.
Looking for the put-away pitch. Robbie Roth rocks and delivers. Fouled over our right shoulder. Right over Pete Johnson.
Yep.
To my right. Another fantastic season with Pete Johnson and Nashua ETV for you and me, Tom. Football, basketball, hockey, baseball, love it all. Three-two pitch, very high to left field. Drifting back is Ernie Little, and he's gonna catch it at his waist on the warning track.
It did not look like he had a bead on it, right?
No.
Just kept going back. Wind is blowing out a little bit.
And then an oh-so-casual catch for the finish.
Yep. Wow.
That if he doesn't catch that, I think Holland's on third base. But it is the 3rd out of the inning. Kind of a high, long, and loud one. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Walk-off situation possibly for the Silver Knights. And the question is, who will be the pinch hitter or the new hitter? Will it be the pinch runner that came in or somebody else? Number 39 on deck. Let's see.
Jack Bowser.
Oh, yeah?
Junior from Widener. Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
6'1", 205. He will be the hitter.
So we'll see how he fares against the lefty on for his 2nd inning of work for Worcester. Josh Fisher. Spells it like I think Bobby Fischer did, the chess champion, Fischer.
Now you're really dating yourself. You're going way back.
The 70s. Boris Spassky, Bobby Fischer.
Yep.
You don't know what we're talking about. They made a big deal out of a chess match when we were kids.
Well, I'll tell you what did that do?
That was the Cold War on a chessboard.
Yeah, exactly. But what that did was raise the popularity of chess. All of a sudden, schools had chess clubs.
Everywhere.
I was in a chess club.
Yeah.
Everybody played chess.
Yeah,
I haven't played chess since high school. But that was the time you did it. Everybody was doing it. That was the game.
You know, chess is not a bad game to play if you're into baseball strategy. You have to see a lot of moves ahead.
Right, exactly. You do.
Strike 2.
Yeah, 0-2.
Oh. So Fisher just getting the Queen's Pawn opening down here. He's got 2 strikes on the pinch hitter before he even knew what happened. Strike 3.
That's just not what you want.
No, leading off the 9th, the Silver Knights. 1 up, 1 down. Patrick Schrate batting for the 4th time in this game. He's 1 for 3. Placed a nice soft line drive through the left side last time.
This is a situation where I think Schrate ought to drop one down here. along the third base side. He's in a little bit at third, but not much.
Not much at all.
Not much. He does it, and he pops it up.
Is it playable? And a scramble over there. Actually, might have been catchable for Marshall. He could have probably reached up and taken it off the stream, but he didn't have enough time to get over there. It came down too quickly, and a good effort. Strike one to Patrick Shrake, who gets to play on artificial turf at Colby. That must be nice.
They didn't have when you were there.
No.
Right? I didn't think so.
I actually went up in there and ran around the bases, visited last summer. And I was like, wow, I could have been so fast in my 20s here. The traction was unbelievable. Cut the corners, get it down to maybe 13 seconds home to home.
We have seen nothing but strikes from Fisher in this inning.
5 in a row. He's going for an immaculate inning. You know what that is, Tom?
Yep.
Yes, strike three call.
Oh, my.
Shrake very much disagrees.
I agree with him. It was high and outside. Catcher framed it, got the call. But again, this is what the umpire's calling.
Wow.
So just stick the bat out and foul it off if you have to.
Fisher putting on an exhibition here. There's another ball gets loose from a bullpen. It's time from the Silver Knights side. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts for Josh Fisher. Let's see what he's got for Will Burns. Burns 0 for 3. That's a ball. Will not be an immaculate inning, which is a 9-pitch, 3-strikeout inning. There's not been a lot of them at the major league level. It's why they call attention to it when it does happen.
Nice
That's a
pitch.
breaking ball right over the middle.
That's a great pitch.
Especially if you're a batter thinking that
You're going to freeze any
Yeah.
you're going to freeze any left-handed hitter with that pitch.
the 1-1. Strike. It's a big zone right now, Tom. You got to be swinging. 1-2 is the count. Oh, the umpire was tempted. You could tell he was tempted.
I'll tell you, I thought so too.
Oh,
You have a better angle on a pitch like that.
that could have went either way.
That's what I'm thinking.
Definitely could have went either way. I think the umps gave Silver Knights a break there because they were so upset about the other call.
And
Strike three.
I knew there'd be a defensive swing at a pitch just because he knew he had to.
Fisher 2 pitches away from an immaculate inning, strikes out the side on 11 pitches, and we go.
We go to the 10th, and I believe we have the ghost runner at second base.
Okay. Uh-oh. Not many hits in this game. I don't know. What would happen, Tom, if the 10th inning is scoreless?
Bring in the screen for the derby.
Oh.
I think it goes, they only go the 10th, right? I believe.
That makes sense. I mean,
Or do they go 10 with a straight and then go with a ghost runner in the 11th? That might be what they do, but I'm not sure. I thought they'd do it right away in the 10th.
yeah, we're about to find out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, and the umpires are pointing to second base. You want a ghost runner? What are you doing? And they have a guy that's out there.
Yep.
Yep.
They're just telling him right now.
Yeah, this is it.
So I have it that the ghost runner will be
Be the guy who made the last out,
Yeah,
usually, right?
Howland, the bottom of the order.
Right.
And it's going to be the top of the order due up for Worcester, Evan Calley, which will be his 5th at-bat of the game. Calley's been a tough out. He's got a couple of line-outs, a walk, and a single.
And the population in the stadium is dwindling.
Yeah.
The only crowd that's staying is to my right, to our right,
Yeah.
off first base. Still, there's nobody out there at second base yet, right?
No.
They're talking about it in the coach's box.
So Brandon Mativier is in relief for the Silver Knights.
Well, his arm got a workout earlier in the game, signing autographs.
Yeah, you're right. He was up here in the stands near us signing autographs, and maybe not knowing or thinking he would be in the game. But here he is in the 10th inning in a 3-3 contest on Education Day, where these kids got more than their school day's money's worth. And some of the lucky ones are still here. I'm looking to my right. That must be the diehard baseball school in town.
Must be.
Kids are still here. They're like, we're not leaving until it's actually over.
It might be
Yay.
the kids from behind us.
Oh, that would make sense.
Right?
Amherst Street School.
Amherst Street School, it could be.
Yeah. They have a very short walk to get back to school.
To get back to school. They don't have to go on a bus.
So Howland is at second base. Ghost runner. Cracks me up to call it Ghost runner. I can see him. He's not like
Yeah,
Spectre.
I don't know why they call it that. Why do they call it that?
I don't know.
I don't like the rule.
Let's change the name, Tom. We'll come up with something better.
Look at Hart
River Hart
coming in.
treating way and then looking like he has no intention of butting his Cali.
Well, he squared it first. Then he backed
did?
off. Yeah, he did.
Okay. Now, Cali's bat-to-person ratio is about almost like more than 60% of his body. You know, it's funny watching Jackson Marshall up there with a bat that looks like a twig. Cali looks like he's got a Pete Rose 36-inch special up there.
Yeah, they've got to change the scoreboard. They just went 2-0. He swung and missed.
Yeah, he did. And the up's got it at home plate,
yeah,
1-1.
now they're fixing it. Yep.
Yeah. So Mativier versus Cali as he tries to keep that Ghost runner from scoring from second base. Bunts it off the plate, foul. As it's coming back this way.
As soon as I saw it go up in the air, I said, nope, not doing it.
Yep. So probably won't bunt on 1 and 2. And he's choking up dramatically. No, he was just warming up. There he is. Yeah, he's up about 2 inches on that bat. Mativier checks the runner at second. Shrake keeping him close and delivers. Just misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mount Pleasant and Amherst Street. We got confirmation, Tom, on the schools that are still here. Mount Pleasant and Amherst Street.
There you go.
Who might enjoy the finish. I don't know.
Well, Mativier is now behind the hitter.
3 and 2.
And that's the problem with Mativier is he's got to just throw strikes and trust his pitches.
Evan Cali, the batter, swings and pops it.
That
Is it playable?
It looks it. It's got to be playable. It is.
Jeff Valdez makes the play.
Yep.
1 out.
Yep, I saw it. It wasn't drifting over. It stayed up in the air. Didn't drift from location.
Chris Mondesir, the batter, he scored the go-ahead
They
run.
are going to put him on.
Yep. Giving him a free pass to try to set up the force. And they will pitch to the 3-hitter, Hank Penders.
Boy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would
They must respect Mondesir's ability.
Well, I think you want to set up the double play, but you don't want. There's going to be a little huddle here from Worcester. Are you allowed to do this? Stop the game. I mean, the game's not stopping for anything else. How are you allowed to do this, John Collins?
I don't know. It seems
that you should not be allowed to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
umpires allow this,
especially it's going on too long. They got to go over there and break that up immediately.
Let's go here.
Yeah.
He's going. He's not even doing that. He's going to wipe the plate off. I don't get this. I don't think you should be allowed to do this.
And that's bizarre.
If there's a pitching change, fine, you get everybody over.
Yeah.
But there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
That's what signs are for, right?
That's what new rules are for. No unnecessary timeouts like that. Okay, so the batter is Hank Penders. A big swing and a miss. Like, what's different? What was that about? Why are we meeting? Pitcher throws, batter swings and misses.
That's just interesting strategy here. You know, you could argue it either way, I guess. But here's why I don't want it to happen. You're a batter closer to Jackson Marshall. You're one away from Marshall here now.
Yeah, nowhere to put him.
You stay away from Marshall.
Yeah.
You get the next two guys out, you're staying away from them. Excuse me. You're out of the inning.
Yeah. Long look at the runner, the lead runner by Mativier, and he delivers a strike. Good pitch right down the middle. Penders
now
throws
if
1
you
and
get
2.
the double play,
Yeah.
different story, right?
Right. 2 strikes on the hitter, you got a better chance of maybe inducing.
Then the strategy works.
Definitely playing for the double play. Middle infielders cheating toward the base. There go the runners. Throw to third is plenty of time. Safe!
Oh my! Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Oh, Garino is going to go out there. Call time and go out and argue that one. I'd love to see it again. Did Valdez get the ball down in time? The throw beat him. Oh, boy.
Obviously, the umpire is saying that the base runner slid underneath the tag of Valdez. Ball beat him by a lot. And Guarino's asking the home plate umpire if he can overrule it.
He's not getting any satisfaction.
Wow, that's a big call.
That is a big call, boy.
Would have been the second out. Nobody on third base. Instead, only 1 out. And runners on second and third for Worcester. Tell you what, though, if you get the strikeout here, Jackson Marshall is not going to get to swing the bat.
How many more calls are you going to miss, Blue?
2 balls and 2 strikes.
There's only 1 out.
They're going to put him on first.
Oh, that's right. You're true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Just misses.
Yeah, you needed to throw a strike there.
Yeah, you cannot afford to walk. You got to go for the K here.
You got to go for the K.
Yeah.
You got to get the strikeout here. Badly needed by Mativier.
Yeah, pressure's on Brendan Mativier to throw a strike in this situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. And you know what's coming, Jackson Marshall. Take your base.
Yep.
Easiest call.
I loved it.
Speaking of chess, Tom, you don't need to. You could be a checkers master and get that one right.
All right, but now.
That's too bad. Well, you know what? The question is, will he get the bat later in the Derby? But right now, he's 2 out.
Now Mativier needs to throw strikes. He cannot walk, cannot wild pitch.
Yeah.
He's just got to put the ball over the plate.
Bases loaded, 2 out. 3-3, 10th inning. Brendan Mativier working to Joe Frazetta, fouls it away.
Drama here at Holman Stadium in a 3-3 game.
Yeah, and literally no margin for error.
None. But you know what? If they can get out of this inning without anything, and you start with the ghost runner at second, you've got an open door.
Yeah. That's the key.
You need the punch out.
Missed low and away. Good stop by Will Burns.
Cannot walk. Well, I'll tell you what, I'd love to see that play at third again.
Oh, me too. Dan Young back in the studio, I'm sure had it. In slow-mo. The 1-1 pitch is outside.
Now, see, you're not. Now you're trying to nibble.
Now you get a little nervous about walking in the run.
Well, now you're nibbling, and that's not what Mativier should be doing. He should be going right at the hitter. You don't nibble in this situation. You don't want him to swing at a pitch, this pitch, or that pitch. Go right at him. Give him pitches to swing at.
Yeah, you do not want to go 3-1.
Trust your stuff.
Ground ball right side off the chest and stops it, and nice play. Jake Hardy over to Patrick Shrake, and the Silver Knights get out of it.
That is a great pitching job by Brandon Mativier. The Brandon Mativier we knew from other years would not have gotten out of that situation. He wouldn't have been able to.
And they're sticking with Fisher on the Bravehearts
yes,
side.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Yep.
Fisher or cut bait.
That's it. John Collins with Tom King. We're getting treated to quite the ball game here.
9-1-2. Coming up, Valdez to lead off.
Yep. It's good to have Ernie Little in the mix as well as he's been hitting. Little coming in with a .636 batting average. All he's done is go 2 for 3 with a hit by pitch and increase his batting average to probably somewhere around 700 plus. And on base percentage the same. So he's due up in this inning. Valdez, Little, and Patterson. With a runner at second base to begin things, that should be Will Burns, the catcher. I don't know if they're going to put a pinch runner in, maybe. Or unless if Will runs well, they'll just stay with him. Jeff Fisher, who had an 11-pitch, 3-strikeout, 9th inning. Back out to pitch the 10th for Worcester, the Bravehearts. That worked out good for the Silver Knights that they were able to walk Jackson Marshall there, Tom, huh? Just
did it ever.
Very convenient that it just happened to be open when he came up after the strikeout. Mativier, you said, a very mature pitching performance.
So let's see, who is the runner at second?
I believe it was Will Burns was due to run, and it's, I don't know if it's a pinch runner or not. It's 18? Anthony Grabeau? Oh, is that doing the running maybe?
Well, if it's
6 feet,
18,
190?
if it's 18, that's him.
Yeah, Grabeau in to run for Burns. Potential game-winning run. Valdez awaiting the offering from Fisher. Takes it down and in, bluffing the throw to second.
Grabeau saying, get me back to second, get me back.
I know, and Worcester coaching staff saying, don't throw that into center field.
Valdez should be bunting here. He's the number 9 hitter. He's got to bunt.
With that wide open stance.
And you've got to bunt to the right, to the left side.
And he is bunting. Gets
And
it
he
down
does
right
it.
back to the pitcher. Thought about third, throws to
That's the
first
job.
base.
He did it. Not exactly where you'd want it, but he did the job.
And that's where having the pinch runner paid off because Grabeau got to third base quickly.
Quickly, yep.
Another runner, he might have been able to gun him out. That was not a great bunt. It was back to the pitcher, but he did get it down. You get points for putting the ball down.
And now you got Little up.
He's not going to get the
No,
swing.
he's not.
So the best hitters on both teams get free passes in crunch time. Ernie Little goes down to first base with his .700 batting average.
And now let's see if you've got a pinch hitter, because you've got a hitter up that struck out 3 times. I think
now we get a conference on this side.
Well, I think we're going to see, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to see a pinch hitter, maybe. I'm not sure.
Cole Patterson was due up. He's 0 for 4 with 3
Well,
strikeouts.
I think the reason you get a conference on this side is the manager's got to the mound for Worcester.
Oh, okay, yeah. He went out first? Yeah. Talking things over with his left-handed reliever, Josh Fisher, who has pitched well in relief for Worcester, but the game is going on and on. It's hard to keep the Silver Knights scoreless.
They have to win this in regulation in 10 innings, because they're not going to beat Marshall in a home run derby.
That's it.
They have to do it. They have to do it now.
Right. It'd be like, trying to beat Larry Bird in a free throw contest.
Yeah, really, it's or a 3-point contest.
That too. Yeah.
So it is Patterson, the lefty.
The winning run, the game-winning run potentially is at third base, less than 90 feet away.
I don't know about this. I would have pinch hit for Patterson here.
He's had a tough day.
He's had a tough day at the plate, and he's facing a lefty.
Lefty.
This is not good.
Fisher delivers. Checks the swing. Are they going to appeal it? Yeah. No swing, says the second base umpire. Ball one.
This is a tough at bat.
Yeah.
You get Riverheart on deck.
Who's also had a tough day.
Right, but with Patterson being a lefty, I would have put in a right-handed hitter. But that's just me.
They might give Hart a free pass.
And load him up.
Littlefield would be the next hitter. Getting ahead of ourselves, though, as Patterson could win it. Big swing and a miss. Strike two. One.
No, strike one. One
strike
and one.
1-1.
Good save by Fisher. That ball was over his head. That ball starts floating around towards second base. You could try to steal the base. I would have gone. Game over.
And of all things, a toss back to the pitcher.
Toss back to the pitcher's mound.
No margin for error here in the 10th inning. The pitch.
That may do
Down
it.
the left field line. Is it fair? Is it foul? It is caught. It's a fair ball. Here comes the runner. Grabo is going to dive in with the game-winning run.
Look at
Sacrifice fly. Cole Patterson with the game winner on Education Day at Holman.
Oh, boy. Education is right.
And the kids from Mount Pleasant Street School and the Amherst Street School were here to see it as they ripped the uniform top off of Cole Patterson.
Wow, what a great game.
Terrific.
Fabulous.
4-3 final, and you got robbed of the Jackson Marshall home run derby.
Yes,
Tom.
we did, but that's okay.
That's okay. Great job by our camera crew, Tim O'Neill and Dylan
Fabulous
Smith.
job. Yep.
Our technical crew.
Pete Johnson and Dan Young back in the studio, who will have a lot of interesting replays for us to watch.
Tom King, good luck in your sojourn to cover all of the NHIAA playoffs here in the spring.
Hey, thanks a bunch, John.
And we'll see you soon down the road. I'm John Collins. Thanking you for watching. To our Bedford viewers, our Hudson viewers, and of course our Nashua ETV loyal fans. Great day at the Old Ball Yard. The Nashua Silver Knights win it 4-3. Good afternoon from Holman Stadium, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, act like you know. It's going down. I'm your captain. It's going down. I'm your captain. It's going down. I'm your captain. It's going down. I'm your captain now. It's going down. 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 I'm your captain now. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down.